Put your niggas on me. I'll show you some whip appeal. I told you all day. So much as you feel. I am with me. I wanna feel my rain. Cause I am sweet, sweet homies on me. Yeah! I'll just have to contact him directly at some point today. It is so unuseful not being able to directly DM them, but that's whatever. I'll handle that at a different time. Hello, horror. Why is it saying that my bitrate is 0? What the fuck? The moderators from Dev Server. I was going to directly contact the lead mod as well as the other moderator that was there with me in the voice chat last night, so they could just simply talk to an antelope and just find out what exactly was going on there with that chat. But they have direct messages from friends only, so I'll just have to contact them at another time. I can't get a hold of them right now. Did Ethan back down yet? We're gonna find out. Sorry, I'm a bit out of character. There was no live stream yesterday because I had business things to take care of, but then I was not capable of going physically to go do those business things on account of, well, reasons. So we're going to be playing catch up to yesterday's content as well as any developments that have happened today. I'm also doing administrative things on behalf of whatever the fuck was happening and Antelope said last night. But that's not your concern. Anywho. So work on doing this thing. Boom, 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 boom. Where was the drum? Where did I put that dramatic music? No, it's in penned. Was it breaking news? I think it was breaking news. Yes. Welcome back to the Certified Negro News Network. I'm your host, Damn You Nega. Giving you all the breaking coverage coming from around the internet with internet happenings far and wide. From Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Twitch, and LSF. Your number one home for regular updates and motherfuckers being upset on the internet. Brought to you by Jim and Toby's Ethnic Enrichment Playground, Immemorial Malt Liquor, and the view count, support, and donations of both haters and viewers like you. Thank you. We now cut live to the feed. I'm gonna have to sit down and just bang out those feeds. I need to find where my suit is. It's probably gonna look bad because it's probably gonna be my prom outfit. I don't have proper fucking business tuxedos. I don't want to turn into fucking Armand from season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. We don't want open shirt Carl. Anyhow. The fallout of the nuke has been a wonder to watch. Every single person that is currently coping about this goddamn nuke, all collectively, could not and cannot, for some reason, stay on fucking topic. Let's go through it. First up, specific clips directly from our boy, Nicholas Diorio. The first reaction that many of the members of the Anti-Semi Squad had was to try and watch it live. Let's go live to the fucking crash out.
That's sad. That's terrorism, bro. That's sad. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist.
Yeah,
bro.
there's literally a Sneeko fan. The fuck?
Oh my god, bro. I love you. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're my hero, bro. I love you. Bro, you're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay now. Hold on.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
So how come you don't like... Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro.
Look in the fucking...
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you.
Okay, can I just say...
I turned it up. It's jacked up to 350 right now, horror. I'm making sure I don't accidentally blow your ears out because the clips are coded differently.
Hey, really quickly, it's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
No, the number one thing that I already noticed out of the fucking gate. There are 3 reactions so far. 1, from the fucking Anti-Semi Squad. Those aren't Hassan fans. Those are fucking Sneeko fans. Of course Sneeko fans act deranged like this. And they're all coping.
Like, I'm sorry.
Because Frogan, not NMP. It's another fucking person whose name is just fucking letters. Because NMP is the black guy that was completely flabbergasted by Hassan's anti-Semitic rhetoric and his terroristic propaganda. I think it's something like NRFKS, something along those lines. Their reaction has been to put all of the blame on anything other than Hassan and to try and live react to it so that other people could then look at the propaganda version ran by the Hassan structure so that they don't have to actually physically watch the raw footage from Ethan's channel.
Sorry, that language is not Hassan fan verbiage. Like, that's very clear Sneeko lexicon. Can we just be honest for just 2 seconds? Just be real. We'll lock.
Hello, Albastard. Might I suggest buying from Dragon's Tea? Might I suggest buying from Dragon's Tea of dragonstea.com? Buy your best brand of tea and coffee from a weeb who understands internet happenings slightly better than I do. Even use some. Fuck.
That is not. No. No. No.
Oh my god, bro, I love you. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're like you're my hero, bro. I love you, bro. You're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Her brain is on such a hard fucking short circuit that she can't even recognize and realize that she has to now defend this. Press 1 if you believe that Denims will A. Forgive herself and say, you know what? I was wrong. He was right. This was some fucked up shit. I can't believe that Hassan would allow some person to platform a guy that would harass someone publicly, IRL. Ashahala, and go out and do performative, harassing, stalking practice. Because who knows where the fuck he was, whether him to be driving in a car, for him to just be able to walk up to the car, anything could have happened. Or will she, too, B, deny. Place your votes now. Let's watch.
Can we just be honest for just 2 seconds? Just be.
I don't.
Yes, good clip, Chimp. Very good. He yelled at him later. Yeah, they met once, which means he endorses everything he's ever done, ever. Okay. That's a really, you really killed him, Moot, dude. You really got him. You really.
So here's the problem with the clip chipping. One happened before the other. Guess which order it happened. Not the one that she's claiming! No. And even if you wanted to claim that it was a clip chimp, this is the behavior of an individual. Acting as an individual wants. And behaving as an individual cannot be able to justify. It's not right. It's not right. So this is the first reactions. And then we cut immediately to her pause ending. Let's go from there.
Good guy. Ed.
Jack this one up.
Hassan Nasrallah was a good guy. You explicitly said Gallant was a good guy.
Invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes.
And she just sits there passively. There are longer, more detailed clips, as well as her own VOD of the stream, but it's not worth looking at for integrity reasons, other than to demonstrate that while this is happening, none of them have any criticism of Hassan's video, or excuse me, of Ethan's video about Hassan. None of them have a single thing that they can say back to it. It's just unearned blanket smugness and pause Andy behavior. They don't have a single word to say back in defense. Everything is a cope. No one can take accountability for what was being said. To the point that when I was talking to Jay about this, I produced her the image, one that was actually fucking modified of them. Because another quote that they've been saying is, everything that you've said has come from Destiny. These are all Destiny clips that were made to make us look stupid and to humiliate us. Quote, it's incredible to see a multimillionaire on Ozempic like Ethan Klein use Photoshop pictures from a sex criminal's fan base, Destiny, to call someone else fat. Dude, you were a chunky boy yourself before you bought yourself some temporary weight loss. Holy shit, this is funny. XOXO Joshua Girl. Casey Roshan points out that in the content Ethan Klein used a Photoshop picture of Micah PA created by Destiny fans. Guess that one escaped the last minute edit after Destiny was accused of sex crimes and Ethan had to distance himself from Mal. Not surprising at all, these people are so pathetic. It's very hard to get this one lined up. 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Nope, wrong one. Want this. because I have a full screen? It's because I have a full screen, isn't it? There we go. So
I guess we'll be getting.
this is an unedited live stream clip of Casey Tron and Mike from PA with another unknown figure whose name that I have at this time not figured the name out in what looks like a fucking crack den, already smoking what I assume is an easy light cigar and a hookah. And I assume drinking. I'm pretty sure Casey Tron is extremely old. 1 second. I want to say she's at least 30. Yeah, she's 34 years old. So, unlike somebody like Legendary Lee, Cutie Cinderella, and Majesta Minx that are between 35 to 28, she really shows her age through her drinking. So, don't be surprised by the fact that she looks like she's a middle school mom that's fallen on hard dick.
So I guess we'll be getting. I guess we'll.
They are not sending their fucking best, chat. I can tell you that much right now. They are not sending their fucking best. This has now led to Hassan crashing out live over camera to the point where he is refusing to watch any of it. Quote, "Don't talk about politics, just go back to talking about gooning."
End of the podcast. I was so fucking gracious to him, far more gracious than he goddamn deserves. Like, literally ends the podcast because he can't fucking cut it. Like, he's like, I don't want to talk about politics anymore because people are hurting my feelings when I talk about Israel, and because it kind of comes across like I'm defending Israel. Okay, and then everybody goes, oh, you're defending Israel. It's like his whole shtick for the past year has been saying liberal Zionist talking points and then getting mad at everyone when they go, are you a Zionist? And he's like, whoa, this is anti-Semitism. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. What kind of fucking moronic attitude is this? Just don't talk about politics. Just go back to fucking talking about like gooning or Justin Baldoni or whatever fucking new thing is happening online. You're clearly not intellectually equipped enough, and you got fucking deluded by a sex cult, okay? Like, Destiny was able to fucking brainwash you over the course of a year.
You're going to see this repeated multiple times from multiple people. Every single thing that can be described, sourced, found, demonstrated, and pointed out from any piece of the content nuke. Either it is 1, Destiny propaganda, 2, a Destiny clip chimp, 3, a Destiny edited and altered piece of material used to further discredit and to clip chimp Hassan, 4, Ethan not understanding the material concepts and politics of the grounds of the region, and thus not knowing how to do his due diligence of the reporting, 5, harassment, or 6, and this is their personal favorite, Ethan not being able to handle it, and if given the space in a debate to have to directly address him without Destiny's protection, Hassan taking the gloves off because he was using kid gloves before.
I'm sorry. You got a child's brain. Go enjoy childish things. The fuck is wrong with you? Why do you have to like literally do politics? Your fucking fan base hates it. You're clearly all the people in your vicinity hate it, and you're still like, nah, I'm the #1 guy. I'm the #1 politics guy. Okay, dude, there's plenty of fucking dumbasses. Go ahead, have a right wing, you know, do your little right wing tilt, I guess, and then maybe you can find admiration again. But it's probably not going to happen in the liberal sphere that you're trying.
There are more of these clips, and they all continue. Let me make sure this is audibly adjusted because
End of the podcast. I was so
whoever Ock 20K is, he edits them very, 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 very loud. Next clip, legendary crash out. Lots of voice cracked in Hassan's end. Invites Ethan to debate him live. Last time I had baby gloves on, and you cried like a bitch.
okay. If Ethan wants to talk to me, he can talk to me. Okay. He doesn't have to fucking constantly cry as a 50-year-old adult with 3 children from behind an Instagram story. Okay? You can talk to me in person, big dog. You got my fucking phone number. We can have a conversation on your stream. We can have a conversation on my stream. Last time, I had the fucking baby gloves on, and you cried like a bitch after doing Teddy Fresh ads in the midst of our genocide coverage. Okay? That's right. And I'm not talking about the Leftovers episode where he actually cried. That was a beautiful moment. And I was actually very wrong for thinking that actually meant something. It turned out it didn't mean shit for you at all. Okay? Because selfishly, you spent the next year constantly fucking ripping into, suspiciously, a lot of, not myself, but other people of color. I'm not calling myself a person of color. I know it's going to get clipped out of context here as well. And then you're going to be like, meh, 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 whatever. No, just noticing that you have just been going after a lot of people of color, Arabs, Muslims in general, just constantly fucking talking about how scary they are. You know, why are they so scary? I don't know, because maybe you're an Islamophobic moron who fucking retweets or basically tweets out Ben Shapiro quotes about Hamas. Maybe that's the reason why people think you're fucking super pro-Israel. Okay, maybe that's why.
Something you're also going to notice in the coverage is that since Dan has been banned off of Twitch, at the time when he was already in process of removing his account, which is when they then banned it, they have gone from claiming all of this is an attack vector made by Destiny to this is all an attack vector made by Ethan Klein, which is why they made the comments about they didn't remove this in time and he was having to backpedal because of Destiny's sex allegations. If it's not coming from himself, everything that he's saying is supposed to be them further trying to brag that Dan has been removed. And of course, Dan has not let up on them whatsoever. He has been peppering the Hassan structure non-stop with constant updates about how this constant back and forth has actually caused more damage to ads and ad deals on the platform than anything else. It is actually now a real adpocalypse.
No fucking accountability, okay? No accountability whatsoever.
Extremely rich coming from you, which then moves to classic Palestine and genocide response as to why people make fun of him on the internet, which then leads into Ethan becoming Sam Cedar to use Destiny as a proxy, and then leading into the accusations of being hellbent about bringing out the old libel of just simply blaming Destiny for everything, because this is a part of the Hassan system. Hide, alter, strawman, avoid, and name call, so that he doesn't have to watch the fucking video.
There are others who are just going to come in here and be like, well, I'm going to keep it real, man. You're just like avoiding accountability. Yeah, dude, I am pro-Palestine. That's it. I'm pro-Palestine, okay? If that's fucking news to you, you are the dumbest baby on the planet, all right? I am pro-Palestine. I am anti-genocide. I am someone who is a leftist, okay? I'm a leftist. I do not think capitalism is the final evolution of mankind. I think we can evolve beyond it, okay? There are literally Guantanamo Bays being set up right now, and if your number one thing is your favorite fucking 50-year-old content creator with 3 children and his endeavors for the past 6 months, you are a deeply unserious person.
You also see a lot of attacks about Ethan Klein not being fit for the discussion because, bro, you've got kids. Bro, you've got kids. Bro, you've got kids.
Now, yeah. Don't try to fucking pull a Sam Cedar on me. Guess you can't really do that with Destiny now, can you? Since, you know, he was outed as a fucking sex pest. It's gotta sting a little bit that your number one guy, oh no. That's my guy. That's my little guy. He's my favorite guy.
What do you mean by I have mail? Destiny, or excuse me, Horror. Why did you say Destiny, Carl? Having kids is known. He's implying that he doesn't have the right nor the time to be able to talk about it because he has kids, but his children has no bearing on anything. Ah, I see. You're right. I did sound like like AOL. You're right, I did. I forgot that I had an AOL account at some point in time. I wonder if it's still active. I bet it's not.
Fuck him at this point. Debating him won't change his mind. I don't give a fuck about changing his mind. I did. Okay. I tried changing his mind. Maybe this time I'll bring Sam Cedar and you'll be the one saying, oh my God, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. Because, you know, you've been running away from him. Yeah, I wonder why Ethan Klein won't fucking talk to Sam Cedar.
Because Sam Cedar is a content leech. And alongside him and Emma Vigeland, every single time they talk on any piece of material that they're involved in, they demonstrate an inability to stay focused and on task. And then choose to use that content as a way to mod down the entire broadcast that they are on. They do it every time they go onto a show. Literally, the only way a person directly involves himself with Sam Cedar is that you have to sneak attack them with Sam Cedar. Which then demonstrates the reason why nobody wants to talk to Sam Cedar. Which then, unfortunately, this one is a picture. I already read this one.
Yeah.
Which then leads into Hassan explaining why he won't watch the video and accuses Ethan of sheltering his audience.
Just watch the video. Just watch the video. Why can't he have a conversation with me? Why? Is it perhaps easier to clip things that I'm saying out of context in my reaction? Yeah. Is that why? So that he can shelter his audience? Is that the reason why? Or is it because he's actually fucking afraid? Because I think it's the second thing. Just like he was too scared to talk to Sam Cedar in private. How does no one in Ethan's fan base ask these questions? Just an hour plus of you talking out of context and purposely misconstruing you to give him some moral high ground? So you admit you are afraid to watch the video out of fear of being clipped? No, I've already given my responses. But what is... Wait, what? Wait, dude, don't you think it's better to have a conversation directly? I thought you guys loved debate. What's happening? Are you admitting to fucking clipping shit out of context? Specifically to smear? What?
This then leads directly into his next reactions, which would be what came from Nick Historio's reaction of watching all the shit go down. Quote, I guess we don't get why we're pointing the finger at sponsors over Twitch when Amazon's right there, pressuring Amazon to clean house and fire Dan Clancy along with every single ranked high-ranking employee in the entire trust and safety team seems like the best way to minimize harm. That's like one of my major critiques of Ethan's video. That said, I do find it hard to see pointing out sponsors behind Twitch's Arab to Jew tier how pointing out sponsors behind Twitch's Arab to Jew tier list panel at TwitchCon being a one-to-one comparison to Ethan pointing out G Fuel for literally no reason 5 years ago in the Keem video. Which is Grep's side of lunatics running an asylum that either needs to implode or get completely gutted and rebuilt. While Dan Saltman, and to a lesser extent Ethan, calling out sponsors accelerated the timetable, the end game for Twitch was always Apocalypse. Like it or not, a site that doesn't moderate anti-Semitism or the promotion of terrorism or calls to violence or attacks on U.S. armed citizen members will eventually lose their ads when enough people realize. If you're pissed at Ethan, I implore you to point your finger at Twitch who chooses to fuck your income instead of reprimanding their approved list of streamers. The site has been running like shit for a long time and they do not have your best interest at heart. They have chosen bloodthirsty, malicious actors like Frogan and Hassan over you, and they will continue to do so. Which mirrors the opinion that I've been discussing with multiple content creators in every place that I've sought to do so or have spoken about as much as possible. Leave Lord Nuggies alone, Carl. What do you want him to do? Die? Yes! By watching the video. Because I've said this to Gator Gamer now. I've actually discussed this amongst multiple people in other audiences and other streamer communities that I'm associated or friendly with. I've discussed this with Dragon's Tea. I've said this multiple times, and I've explained it with Jay and her audience. The goal of the video is to get him to do his job. If Hassan is not willing to do his job, then he has to be held to account. The people who have to hold him account is Twitch themselves, because they are a subsidiary of Amazon. While they continue to write their tongue-in-cheek, really bad leftist information, where they make fun of the idea of the price of eggs, on the other side of the fucking Amazon website services, you've got Kick and Twitch running on the same backend, yet one site has a problem with bots, and the other problem of the site that is meant to be their supposed mainline cash cow has a problem with non-stop terrorism and just general content propagation as a whole. A culture of behavior that goes unchecked and unseen and unheard of. Because the only time people will then go to your streams is either to cold post or to actively benefit from something that you're doing for them. The website itself is not fit for function. It's not fit for form and function, Carl said as he's still trying to set up his back end. It's not fit for form and function. And the reason why it's not fit for form and function is that it refuses to take accountability for the problems that any website would have when you have this kind of issue. Because this then leads over to Nick covering Ethan's reaction to other people not being willing to address the problem directly. Because for all of them, this is just coal. This is just coal. It's just shit to react to. My clothes are done. It's just coal. It's shit to react to. None of this is serious things that they take seriously, because this does not affect their timetables of money. For people like Ludwig, for people like Miskiff, for people like Cutie Cinderella, and the WL/Poggers community, Valkyrie, VO, I guess you can say to a separate small bit, Denims, Pokimane, but I'm pretty sure she's washed and is continuing to wash her hands of most of this, because she's got her own fucking issues herself. None of this see this as something that they're going to get in front of, because in terms of all of this, it's politics shit. Realistically, it doesn't come down to money. Snake is on the same page as I am. It doesn't come down to money. It comes down to clout. Attention, good press is any press. Being seen is the best thing to be. Continue doing things that will destroy the platform. Don't care. Deny, deny, deny. Blame it on Destiny. That's the path that they've chosen to go for. Including Ludwig himself, since Cutie Cinderella is his wife, and it's their events that they keep platforming people at Frogan at. Which then led to Ethan's reaction from this. Hey Lug, no Brahma. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person? Now that you've inserted yourself and your girlfriend into the conversation, and hold the phone, how sincere is Ludwig and Cutie's criticism of me if they still streamed with the dude that literally paid for and jerked off to the AI porn of Cutie, which was Atrioc, who continues to have his proclivities in private to this day. Why the fuck should I feel bad about this again when he's forgiven, but I'm not? Mal, give me a fucking break. The only way to get any of this to change is to get the C-suite positions, at the very minimal, Dan Clancy, to remove their protections from these streamers and start punishing them like they could punish someone like myself. Because it's far gone. It's far gone. It's far gone beyond the pale. There's no reasonability to the outcomes that are currently being done and to the behavior that is currently being had. Not a single fucking thing makes sense at this fucking point. Not a single consistent criticism that a person could have about the majority of the platform makes sense to a single person who is watching this shit happen in real time. Now, I will show you as an example, because Lonerbox actually decided to watch the video live, and he is now at the point where he too, as a affiliate of the Certified Negro News Network, has been covering the fact that he will not, which is to say, Hassan, will not watch the fucking video. He has every opinion other than an opinion about what's in the goddamn content. The only way anything changes is that they have to be dragged across the finish line. They have to be dragged across the finish line because they will not do the due diligence of just looking at what's being said. If they do, they have to do it through a proxy. And then they use that proxy to clip chimp and claim that every person is treating them poorly. They have to do it. Thank you, Pastor Carl. Every single fucking time that they are given another example of snake behavior, full media blackout, full media blanket. Suddenly they all become professionals about how to control information. Which then leads to this reaction. Because it has been a never-ending bop of a feedback loop between Hassan, Ethan, and Destiny. Because they've decided to use Destiny as an eternal scapegoat for Hassan's problems. Quote, last week there was a public manhunt to target every single person who's ever streamed Destiny to reprimand them for their association. It was conducted by the same streamers who are currently defending terrorist sympathizer Hassan Piker and smearing Ethan Klein in retaliation. Destiny could rape 16 people at gunpoint in Central Park. This page is not synced. Why is that not synced? Because I'm on the wrong one. I'm out. I'm on the wrong window. Now I'm on the right window. Destiny could rape 16 people at gunpoint in Central Park, and it wouldn't invalidate verifiable evidence against Hassan Piker that has accumulated over the years. These people are using victims of Destiny's actions as meat shields to protect their orbiter's paycheck. To which they then get pressed by people saying, by which he gets pressed by literally who? Name them. Why are you choosing to be this vague? Because non-retarded people know who Hassan's friends are and can operate their Twitter timeline. Some reactions such as, to be fair, if Destiny raped a bunch of Israeli women and killed them, maybe Denimus and Mike from TA would be defending him, like they do for Hamas. People saying, bro, it's been this way all the time. Bro, it's been this way all the time. Please, guys, you gotta do something. People saying, bro, you're leading the manhunt. What do you mean? And then, vulgarity shit. Which then leads to AI porn. Is that a thing? Yes. Basically, Atrioc paid for a deepfake service that allowed him to take images, audios, and pictures of any girl and use it to generate AI porn of them. He was caught. His girl stood by him. She socially humiliated him by making him go live to admit his actions because it horrified her and all of her friends, and now they're back to being clinking and zhushin. Because hey, we have to close ranks. It's very gay. It's very performative and it's very gay. Where is it? I know I posted it here. Yeah, right here. To our right now. Actually, no, he's actually finally on offline. For over 6 hours, 46 minutes, and 35 seconds, Lonerbox just simply looked at all the material. He just simply watched. Of course, he's getting donos and clips and shit like that. But all he did was he just went live for this time period. Because he was live when I got up, and I guess he went offline within the last hour and a half. And he just watched. He watched Shu's video, where she responded to the criticism of basically all the breadtubers attacking her. he went through and he watched the nuke in its entirety. He then cut to, because this is the other thing on the other side of it, because of course people like Lance and the Surfs was here doing their shit. Ryan Beard dropped his own Destiny nuke, which they wanted to try and subterfuge and distract from. Because, hey guys, look at how Destiny's behaving like this. Don't look here at Hassan Piker's nuke. No, look at Destiny's nuke. Look at who he's trying to cover for. You've got your personal favorites. You've got Lance and the Surfs. You've got the coverage from other people inside of Hassan's orbit. Then, in between memes every now and again, he then went directly to Hassan's stream, as well as replaying clips of Mike from PA at his most chimp. And this is pretty much the majority of what this is. We'll look at some of this.
The sole person to blame. Extremist is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one overwhelming conclusion. Fuck this dude.
And everyone clapped. Hey, well done, Ethan. Good video. Pretty cool. Couple of bits, just not very, but actually surprised by it. Thought it was actually kind of surprisingly good. The editing was very good.
Couple of bits, not surprised by it. General overwhelming opinion of positivity. This then made him a target for every person saying that he was explicitly trying to glaze Ethan. The Israeli check has hit the bank account. And then he cuts directly to Hassan's feed.
The jokes are good. Yeah, it's a good video. Because I know if it was a flop, Hassan would not have molded so hard as he has recently. And his fans wouldn't have either. You're going to cover Hassan's reaction? Yeah, I think so. There'll be a Fallout stream. Now to the Destiny nuke. I told you guys I'm not going to talk at length about Destiny stuff until later.
Skipping ahead a bit.
Debate me, Ethan, on his main channel. And it's 37 minutes. Okay.
Ethan Klein. If you want to have a conversation with me, I am available. I can talk to you about any number of different political disagreements that we have, except this time, I'm not going to be nice to you. I'm not going to treat you with kitty gloves. I'm going to talk to you in the same exact way that I would to an actual political content creator who was...
otherwise known as any person inside of his chat who calls him out when he's wrong and then actively tells him to his face, no, you got this wrong. Here's the timestamp, here's the date, here's the fucking report, and that person gets sniped, banned out for one-guying him.
Expressing your viewpoint about Israel, I'm going to talk to you in the same exact way that I would talk to them. So if you think that I'm afraid of you, I think you and I both know that that's not.
I love this. That he's like, I'm taking the kitty gloves off. I'm going to start trying next time. Bro, he fucking annihilated you with just by asking you very simple, straightforward questions. He got you, which I don't think you were happy about, to admit to wanting re-education as a solution to people having political disagreements with you. You fumbled your way through defending what was happening in what happened to Tibet. Like you were called out on your fucking lackluster stance on what happened to Hong Kong. He barely managed to explain his way through the fucking Israel stuff, baby settlers and shit. What is in this? I'm not watching the video. What? Okay.
So before I keep watching, I need to know, are you a communist? No, of course not. I love capitalism. I'm a liberal of the Democratic Party variety. Everybody knows.
So he just starts off in the beginning just fucking lying. Because anybody knows, and everybody knows, that Ethan Klein is not what any party that chooses to defend Hassan claims that he is. Because technically, we're all capitalists. Let's be serious. If you're a YouTuber, you're a capitalist. You believe in monetizing wealth from your audience by doing so, by giving them a service, a product, or an experience that you then extract value from, with them giving you subs, dono, support, and a market capital base which you can be able to monetize. So, all of us know that, as that is the game, when he says what he just said, that is a fucking lie. Not just because of the content of the video where he was willing to go onto the goddamn podcast where he specifically claims that he's going to spread his propaganda through liberals because they're easy to convince and they're easy to trick, and that you can get on their good side to be able to take advantage of them as one wants to or would. But at the same time, we know that Hassan is a fucking capitalist, because he's more than happy to exploit and celebrate all the means of capitalism and all the personal gains that he gets from his wealth that comes from his nepotistic lifestyle and the advantages that he's been given by his personal family. And when I show you the tweets of Anna Kasparian, oh boy, y'all motherfuckers gonna be proud. You finna be proud. But we ain't there yet. Just get ready for it. I'm tickling the balls. I want you to produce massive amounts of joy.
Everybody knows I'm a liberal who almost exclusively defends the Democratic Party. I mean, if you didn't know that, you must be an absolute dumb, right? You have to be a real moron, or maybe disingenuously lie and be like, I was groomed as a 40-year-old adult into believing that someone is actually a liberal when they hid that from me. They hid their true perspective from me.
No, it's just that you use a lot of social democratic rhetoric and prioritize that when you're trying to rein the real people in. Yeah, you do that, actually.
Correct. And, as you can clearly see, and will be resplendent through the content, he will always allude to the video that he refuses to watch live in air. Every single time, he is going to refer to the video that he refuses to watch live on fucking air.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You do that, actually.
The audio is currently at 220 volume. I'm going to jack it up by another 30%. I'm not going louder than that because I don't want to blow your ears out.
Me into believing that they were a liberal. They'd have to be a real bird-brained moron, or maybe a disingenuous grifter. Maybe a disingenuous grifter who recognizes that.
We are now at the point where he is now calling Ethan Klein a disingenuous grifter, despite the years he's spent on the platform and platforms that he's had. Any time where he could have grifted at any point in the future or past. No, it's only now. It's only now when he's choosing to call him out. It's only now when he's choosing to get on top of him about his shit that he's been doing on a frequent basis. Only now.
The person that they were talking to never really sheltered their views whatsoever. Guys, I have a statue of Lenin behind me. Not right now, obviously. I'm in Japan. I used to think you were cool, consistent, and friendly. I looked past the house because I figured it makes sense. Then I found out you're commie. Now I realize you're undeniably a baller based and live true to your word. You also have.
Well, I wasn't the only one to assume that the commie thing, like Ethan going in for the communism thing, was probably not a great idea. But yeah, he does this thing that a lot of communists do, though. A lot of communist propagandists is that they will use social democratic advocacy when it suits them, and then segue into Marxist-Leninist, authoritarian, Soviet, Islamic fundamentalist overlap bullshit whenever they're in a more friendly crowd.
Thank you. Why is it Tim Pool being on stream? I'm wearing this so that people will think that I am Tim Pool, and therefore apolitical, and therefore not radical, therefore not playing a formative role in what is actually ruining the United States of America and perhaps the entire planet, which is the rising tide of fascist mobilization, but instead the much scarier thing, which is communism. Everybody knows it's a significantly scarier thing. So yeah, I want people to think I'm Tim Pool instead, which is the furthest you can be from communism.
Bro, it's just all of the fucking most ridiculous bad faith tactics.
Pick up the phone! I hate that the fucking house phone has to be based in my goddamn bedroom. Anyways.
It's just always the same pathetic distractions. Why? Why?
Because that's significantly scarier than Donald Trump. I want everybody to understand, make no mistake, I'm a serious person who definitely understands things. Very smart, very intelligent.
Let's get some ones in the chat and twos in the chat. 1 if you believe Hassan is a smart person. 2 if you believe this is fucking lies.
Definitely not a hack, failed, dumb comedian, in air quotes, still doing 2014 memes on the timeline. Well, I'm not on the timeline anymore. I'm actually too scared to be on the timeline, so I just fucking constantly whine about it from behind my Instagram stories, even though I'm a 50-year-old dude with like 3 children, and I spend most of my time online just crying most of it.
There's the content. There's the comments again about the kids.
Anyway,
it's 3 more kids than you have, Hassan. It's 3 more kids and a wife and a successful career that he doesn't have to necessarily be too guilty about, having built up off what he's done, than you have. At the very least, it's a wife and kids that you don't have.
One of those things, that'd be really scary. I'd be really scared of the rising tide of socialism and communism in the United States.
Why 50? He's not even 40, Hassan. Why do you do this? Is Hassan insecure about getting old? I mean, obviously is. But, God.
You're so real for that, Alabastard.
America. Ooh, terror. Big terror is what I would say. So that's why I'm looking like Tim Pool today. Who surprisingly and completely unrelated to what I was saying. Oh my gosh, 5 a.m. out here, dude. I'm literally oblivious. I'm probably not even making sense right now. What did Tim Pool say recently? That's interesting. He said, come to the right side. Join the good side, Ethan, he said. Perhaps what I said was completely unrelated. Perhaps it was completely unrelated, or perhaps if you're the type of person who thinks that like politics can only be consumed from the lens of sloth.
Yeah, let's go by guilt by degrees of separation. Okay, let's go. Guilt by association, because Tim Pool said something to Ethan Klein. Yeah, another good tactic there. Good.
For drama,
really addressing the argument here.
No understanding, no political reading whatsoever, no interest, no ideological leanings whatsoever, and I just like dumb this or stupid enough regurgitate Reddit posts that have no research backing them whatsoever, oftentimes coming from a sex pest of our own community, then you are a deeply empathetically unserious person, and therefore you probably should go and, I don't know, watch the sunset or something. They're gonna clip some misrepresented tiredness and depressed, and the content Chernobyl disaster. Yeah, well, good luck to them. It's 5 a.m. out here. Yeah, I personally think that everyone deserves human rights. Controversial opinion. I personally think everyone deserves.
Yes,
dignity.
that's what we just watched. It's what's an hour and 40. Why is he so fucking grumpy? He's so mad. Why is he so upset? What's wrong with this guy? Just address a single argument. Come on, like how much well poisoning are you doing right here? How many different fucking variations are you putting into this well? How many toxic agents are you adding? God.
Everyone deserves human rights. Everyone deserves healthcare. I know sometimes. Okay, listen. Sometimes you really like a apartheid state. Sometimes you really feel some type of way about an apartheid state. And in defense of said apartheid state, you crash out extensively. So much so that you lose a significant percentage of your own audience because they're all like, what the are you saying, dude? There are children being mutilated every day with American tax dollars for 15 months, 16 months. And at the end of that extended crash out, as you become mentally unwell, you put together the video of all time. People will be like, oh, dude.
You put together the shittiest video of all time. A straightforward breakdown of every single point that he could have against you, with video footage, evidence directly sourced from your content, with content creators that are socialized with you, demonstrating that they themselves are flabbergasted, at least with the case of NMP and his audience, that they are flabbergasted by how deranged you've actually become. And all you have to say is, bro, you made a video where you're crashing out. I have to go off the fucking words of 322 here on the fucking screen. Jesus Christ, his delivery is always this grating. It's honestly fucking frustrating. It's honestly just so fucking tiring, personally for me. Because after having covered it for at least, like, what, now, two and a half weeks? Who are you lying to? Like, the people who are not gonna watch it are already not fucking watching it. Right? So you're just regurgitating this information for your audience to have, because any person who just simply watched it knows that you're lying. It's ridiculous.
Dude, what do you mean? You can have political disagreements. You can have political disagreements with your friends. It's fine. It's like, it's crazy. Political disagreements aside, like an extended year-long slow burn crash out. Spectacular. Ta-Nehisi Coates was one of the biggest confirmations for me that you were right. Yeah, I mean, but I have Ta-Nehisi Coates and Bernie Sanders, you know, AOC. And then but Ethan has Caffeino. Just watch the video.
So he stacks himself and compares himself by, bro, I know that I'm right because Ta-Nehisi Coates, one of the worst writers of Black Panther, is on my side. He's got the correct black man opinion about Israel. I also have Sandy's on my side, and Bernie, man, Bernie's on my side too. All these people, they love me, they know me, I'm popular. They understand what I'm talking about, bro. You know who he's like? He's like Pirate Software, man. He's like Pirate Software. Pirate Software, he's crashing out too big right now, right? Yeah, you're just as crazy as Pirate Software.
Extended year-long slow burn crash out. Spectacular. Ta-Nehisi Coates was one of the biggest confirmations for me that you were right. Yeah, I mean, but I have Ta-Nehisi Coates and Bernie Sanders, you know, AOC. And then but Ethan has Caffeino. Just watch the video and take some accountability. Don't be a Pirate Software, dude. Dude, it's an hour and 40 minutes. Okay, can I just say something?
That's not you stream for 8 hours a day. Just pretend it's a couple of Gordon Ramsay episodes. What the fuck?
I'm out, true.
This is my coming across as a labelist, but you literally have an intellectual disability if you think that, like, I am fearful of watching an hour and 40-minute video made by a dude who literally thought Roe v. Wade was the gay one.
Roe versus what? Is that the gay one? No.
Pause. So what he's doing right now, that's what he says he's going to do to Ethan Klein. He's going to treat him like a chatter. Stunning. What? Just beautiful debate. Just beautiful choices. Beautiful opinions.
No,
Like when every single child, or someone with an actual child brain, a person who literally was a Yang Ganger, okay? Someone who was in support of Yang Gang.
Yes, I know, fucking... Wait, where is it?
Remember Yang Gang? Remember Yang? Remember his universal basic income? You supported that, Ethan. Ethan, that's what you supported. Ethan. What are you supporting right now? What are you supporting right now, Hassan? What do you continue to support to this fucking moment, Hassan?
Bro, make a 4-hour Destiny nuke. Make a 4-hour Loner Box nuke, and Hassan will sit there and watch it for fucking... with all the commentary in between as well.
And he in fact did watch the Ryan Beard. He did in fact watch the Ryan Beard Destiny nuke. So it's really just cope.
Where is the What? Someone said something I wanted to look at. Where is it? Fuck, I forgot. Okay.
Who genuinely does not know anything about politics. Like, what am I supposed to do? Watch every crash out? You think like every single time some
Just fucking fly out Bada Banana and you can sit there and hold your hand while you do it. Like, just do that.
Cooper makes a video. This is actually incredibly important points. The only thing you're demonstrating is your own stupidity. It's an hour and 40 minutes of a sex pests, cults, communities, compiled garbage that he
Okay,
took.
so it's clips of you talking, Hassan, but it's all from Destiny's community. Okay, that's what we were like. Okay, it's
There's the cope I told you would be there.
you talking, though. They didn't force you to say these things. He's going to say out of context. He won't say what the context is or give any examples. Okay, we're waiting for a point. We still have no arguments. 6 minutes 47. Okay, let's keep
a
going.
week off to literally shave off the serial numbers off of, basically, just so that there wasn't that stink associated with it, because unfortunately for him,
You can't see the clip there on the side, but it says Ludwig from video game shows that Ethan used a doctored image from the Epstein subreddit to attack Rogan. And this has to do with the streamer awards, which then Rogan would try to claim. Let me go to that real quick. Rogan would use this to try to claim that what was being said for reasons that had no integrity behind it, and was just simply a man crashing out against them and antagonizing them and harassing them, because this then cuts to examples like this. She's currently on the timeline saying this currently to this day, such as, perhaps this is why my former podcast co-host is too afraid to talk to Sam Cedar or myself about Gaza, instead cries about a 2-hour compilation of bad faith clips out of context to try to smear pro-Palestine CCS lovers as terror lovers. Ethan Klein, in his latest disarray of ignorance, refers to fascist Israelis attacking aid convoys as benign dudes that look like they're doing charity, just in case you're wondering why he's so afraid to debate Hassan directly about such serious issues. Further down. Guess was robbed? Oh my fucking god, that's all a ploy of Panel Moore's gambling debt. I feel like I'm watching more commercials than actual content from the Grammys. Ethan Klein generally does not understand the difference between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. How many times it has to be said that Zionism does not equal Judaism? Why is H3H3 Productions clearly using doctored screenshots from a sex pest community as nuke? Seems like this frequents a sub. Nominated my first year of streaming in 2002 when I averaged about 100 viewers and I lost. Nominated again in 2023 when I averaged about 700 viewers, which is growth from the last year, and then won again. I hope this helps. Spreading months of information and not fact-checking things that you're spewing is just insane, but that's just me. And then, of course, an Amal clip, and sponsored by Qatar is definitely a new one. So, most of the people that have been around him have already done these particular reactions, and they have claimed that it is effectively to all control how Epstein. It's Epstein. They love calling other people comparatively Epstein. They love Jeffrey Epstein comparisons. It's so great. They don't have to engage any further. Just Epstein. For fun in chat, think of ways in which to refer to me as Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. Go. I want to see creative ones. Back to this.
his favorite content creator was outed as a sex pest for consensually and unconsensually recording people while they're having sex and then distributing it to a bunch of other 19-year-old Discord e-girl kittens that he wanted to fuck. And then all of those.
If we're being accurate on the reporting, it wasn't multiple, it was just the single 19-year-old, but of course he's sensationalizing it. You should be surprised that he knows this much enough already. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's a really horrible thing to do, isn't it? It's a pretty nasty fucking thing to do. Is that you have no idea. But what has this got to do with Ethan Klein's video? What the fuck?
Big true! Because this is just throwing shit out, just to stop people from looking.
Were leaked a month ago, including videos of him having sex with his ex-wife, who I know for a fact she has mentioned did not give him consent to release those videos to random people. And the idea that this is a deflection is moron.
And none of this has to do with the fucking Ethan Klein video. None of it has anything to do with it.
Because I've mentioned every single stupid point brought up a million times over. But yeah, anyway, have fun though. I assume that you guys are going to try and bait me into losing my shit all day. But yeah, there are already 100 responses to every accusation. I know. There's like, you could just go, if you truly are invested in the truth. And I'm sure there are some people. There are others who are just going to come in here and be like, well,
So, the thing that's important here with Ethan Klein versus Hassan Biker Explained, all of this is clip chimps inside of his video. Almost all of it. Every single example is the Hassan structure. Every single word of it is the Hassan method of denying accountability. He's still doing it, even to this day, by telling you, no, don't look at this current video with current takes and current accusations. No, look at his video back when I was harassing and stalking him and gang harassing him with my audience. Look at this thing that we constructed specifically to make me look better. Everyone's been willing to look at this, but he's still not willing to watch the goddamn video.
I'm gonna keep it real, man. You're just like avoiding accountability. Yeah, dude, I am pro-Palestine. That's it. I'm pro-Palestine, okay? If that's news to you, you are the dumbest baby on the planet, all right? I am pro-Palestine. I am anti-genocide. I am someone who is a leftist, okay? I'm a leftist. I do not think
He's so mad.
capitalism is the final...
I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy it. Like, there's nothing to react to. There's nothing to pause and debunk right now. He's not saying anything. He's not saying anything. Yes.
Don't worry, Onabox. I'll provide the context. So, you're pro-Palestine, you're anti-genocide. That means you're not for Hamas's constant use of the PLO as a proxy to harass and attack Israeli citizens and the Israeli structure of government, where you also demanded that they should bend over and simply dismantle the government engine and surrender themselves unto the Arabs. That is not going to stop there from being genocide. If anything, it will create worse genocides, because then they'll just directly start slaughtering citizens directly. If you want there to be change, you need to do a little bit more than just surrender yourselves to terrorists who already were willing to do terrorism. That doesn't stop genocide. You can be, as Ethan demonstrated and said himself, you can be for the peace between the countries, for the freedom of Palestinian citizens, and for the safety of Israeli citizens. It is possible to do all three, and it doesn't require you to support literal terrorist organizations. Wahala.
I know, yeah, wow, I'm pro-bad, I'm pro-good things and against bad things, wow, and that surprised you, huh, what must be something wrong with you, bro? Like, come on, bro. What's wrong with you? This is like, it's funny that the amount of accusations of crashing out from Ethan, like, this is the mother of all crash outs so far, and we're only like 8 minutes in.
Evolution of mankind, I think we can evolve beyond it. There are literally Guantanamo Bay internment prison facilities being set up right now, and if your number one thing is your favorite fucking 50-year-old content...
Oh, because the fighting in Gaza is on hold right now, he's run out of Arab human shields for his dogshit position, so now he needs to find the impending Guantanamo prisons and get them as human shields instead.
Yeah, because even though it's not expected for it to be Guantanamo prisons, he's going to compare them and they're all going to judge them as though they are Guantanamo prisons. He's already gearing up for the next content shift. He has no other viewpoint than that one, that he is gonna be pushing for people to just believe, listen and believe on. Like, guys, you gotta understand, it's not my fault that this shit's happening. It's terrorism. It's just pro-terrorism. And because of the pro-terrorism problem, anything that happens, don't blame me, blame the terrorists, except I'm not responsible for the terrorists, except that I am responsible, except I'm not responsible, except I am responsible.
He needs a deflection. Oh shit, I can't say the ongoing genocide anymore. Okay, there's about to be more people in Guantanamo Bay. Don't criticize me! There's people going to Guantanamo Bay! Get him here! Get him, line him up! Ship him over! He's got a bunch of Guantanamo detainees fucking waiting off screen, ready to get fucking stacked like sandbags to defend himself against this video.
Creator with 3 children and his endeavors for the past 6 months, you are a deeply unserious person. The only, like, this motherfucker literally only talks about the genocide now when it's to say there's a genocide going on cynically, and his entire fucking baby-brained moronic fan base also reiterate that point over and over again while they think they're making a brilliant point because they misunderstood my initial assessment of the matter, which is that when I'm watching children get mutilated every goddamn day, I think it's a pathetically selfish way to approach that conversation from the personal feelings of a rich 100 millionaire sitting in his Bel Air mansion talking about his own goddamn feelings. That's it.
Lol.
It's not feelings, though. You wouldn't know because you haven't watched the video. It's not about feelings. He makes arguments and he attacks.
Ultimately, that's a fucking lie. That is so much a fucking lie. Because how the fuck can you say, bro, you're doing this from your Bel Air mansion, when you're doing this from your Bel Air fucking mansion? What a cope!
Positions that you have and shows you lying about things. Why is he so... Bro, if you're Hassan Piker, right, this is the best day of your life, isn't it? Like, your arch nemesis, Stephen Dustiny Bonelius VIII, is being outed as what's the word? A wrongin. That's the British word, isn't it? Bit of a wrongin. Apparently, in his world, I've also quit because I can't handle the Hassan harassment. He thinks I'm gone as well. Your only enemies are drama YouTubers, okay? You're doing interviews with Bernie Sanders and shit. Bro, this is the best of your life. This is you at fucking peak, Hassan.
Truth. This is him directly after an election cycle, having all the ability to treat and deal with the election cycle. He's getting the free coverage. He's getting the free monetization. He's getting everything that comes with a bump with being in the political sphere. And somehow he's getting mocked by a fucking 1 hour, 40-minute video. Most of them, if not all of them. Somehow. It's just magically happening. And he can't make sense of it. It's the weirdest shit in existence. It's so fucking wild.
And Ethan makes a video about him that he hasn't even watched, and he's so fucking angry. Why? What do you want from this world, Hassan?
Out all day, every day. I'm a goddamn adult. I'm 33 years old. I'm not gonna, cover every moron in their own.
No one
personal
asked
feelings
anything about
and
your
how hurt they've
age.
been. And it's taken
Most
a
of us
year,
are
okay,
old.
for me to actually be open about, for me to finally get to this point. I still wish Ethan well. Okay, I do. But God, how selfish, how delusional, how stupid to just like think that anyone outside of your marginal fucking cult that you have whittled away over and over again is going to look at the situation and go, yeah, you know what, dude, you are actually right. You've totally convinced me that baby murder, unlimited baby murder is all right now, actually. That like people who call that sort of behavior out are all seemingly.
Who said that? Who said baby murder was all right? Oh my God, he's so fucking mad. It's just that he's got nothing. He's
pedantic in how annoying he's being about it.
Radical Islamist extremist terrorists who I will assume are being funded by Qatar or Iran or Saudi Arabia or whatever other.
What do you mean? What do you mean assume? Do we not think Hamas gets support from Qatar? Is that even controversial? Do you not think they get support from Iran? Do you not think Hezbollah is bankrolled by Iran? Do you not think the Houthis are bankrolled and armed by Iran? What the fuck is wrong with you, Hassan? Why is he saying that? Why is he saying that with derision? Like that's a stupid assumption.
Arab nation, because I don't have any understanding of geopolitics.
Oh, he thinks he's talking about people who think he's being funded. Okay.
Anyway, and they're all the same to me. Go spend time with your
Most
kid,
people-
man. Holy shit. You look crazy.
Most
you look
people
like
can understand that the accusation of being funded by it is the fact that you're monetizing it by continuing to cover the news this way on fucking Twitch. It is actually directly subsidies, and do not be confused by that. Not a single fucking person that could even attempt to cope about that. Do not be confused. He is actively monetizing and sensationalizing things that no one could really ever be able to get away with on live television. And he's able to get away with doing it simply because no one's willing to hold him into account for the fact that that's how he chooses to get down. Twitch is not going to hold him to account. His media figure friends are not going to hold him to account. Other content creators, other people who are monetizing the drama between each side, none of them are going to really address any of the natures of the problem for what it is, because most of them, they hear an accusation and it's a knee-jerk reaction to try and defend it. He's being funded by terrorism. No, he's not. I'm not being funded by terrorism. You're being funded by Destiny fans. You're Epstein. You're being funded by Epstein. The reason you're attacking is because of Epstein.
literally losing your mind.
Yeah,
and
true.
virtually everyone can see it. Do you
Yeah.
not have any friends?
What's that
Listen
like?
to
It's ironic that he says this because everybody can see him crashing out about the fact that he won't watch the goddamn video, and people asking him to watch it makes him visually upset and angry.
your producers. I'm sure they have pulled you aside on the background and been like, hey, Ethan, can you stop doing this? It's very uncomfortable every time the camera pans to them. There's a reason for it, because everyone around you thinks you're crazy. God, it took this long for me to finally be like, dude, please, you're never going to get better unless you take accountability. Jesus Christ, go to therapy or something. That must have...
Bold, wise words from Hassan Baby Settlers Piker. There are baby settlers. There are babies in the settlers. There's also baby terrorists.
Felt cathartic. I mean, it doesn't feel cathartic at all, because then as the classic like cry bully behavior gets reiterated over and over again, they will go, see, he cares about this. He cares about this so much. And it's like, it doesn't bother me, man. It doesn't. You're not new to this game. It's just deeply embarrassing and everyone can see it. Okay. You went from writing.
It's funny that he's used like every tactic in the book in such a small space of time. He's used like Martin Bailey. Oh, I'm just pro-Palestine. I just support human rights. Like he's gone straw man. Like you think it's okay to kill babies and shit like that. He's done guilt by association. It's all death. It's all sex pestiny, right? That's every clip of me speaking with my voice that was dictated by my fucking brain and my decisions. That's all blamed on fucking sex pestiny, right? What else do we have now? Oh yeah, you're crazy. Gaslighting. He's using every tactic in the fucking book in less than 12 minutes.
A Keemstar drama nuke to being hyped up by Keemstar. Like, how stupid and malleable are you as a goddamn adult that you can be manipulated by other slop tubers? It's kind of shocking. Brother, you keep agreeing with chatters and say you're giving drama clippers a reaction and saying you're right and then continue to cover it.
You can't talk about this while there's a genocide. Yeah, but I don't even know what bad faith tactic that is. I mean, I'm just going to call it human shielding. I mean, it is human shielding, but
yeah, I know. Because I'm a human, man. I'm a human being, okay? I'm
a human, man. That's why I choose to look at things that upset me that I am not being forced to do, and I have to broadcast for 8 hours a day, covering content that as a human would upset me. But, you know, I just make excuses for the most evil of organizations in the world because, bro, I'm just a human. What's that? Thanks for the 10,000 bits and donos. Big Dick Swagger 467.
human being. There's only so much I can take. What are we doing here? This guy literally had a disagreement with me over Israel. Ended the podcast. I was so gracious to him, far more gracious than he deserves. Literally.
I'm sorry, Ethan. That's just like I can't stop my fans from calling you a racist Zionist baby killer because you're doing it yourself. You're saying things that are racist Zionist baby killing, even though no examples, not really any gracious. What is that? Retconning? Okay, there's another one. There's another tactic. Retconning the relationship. Nice one. Good, bro.
Ends the podcast because he can't cut it. Like, he's like, oh, I don't want to talk about politics anymore because people are hurting my feelings when I talk about Israel, and because it kind of comes across like I'm defending Israel. And then everybody goes, oh, you're defending Israel. It's like his whole shtick for the past year has been saying liberal Zionist talking points and then getting mad at everyone when they go, are you a Zionist? And he's like,
this is where we get to the points that have been covered live on broadcast in the forms that I just showed you. But this is the full context from which they come from.
whoa, this is anti-Semitism. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. What kind of moronic attitude is this? Just don't talk about politics. Just go back to talking about like gooning or Justin Baldoni or whatever new thing is happening online. You're clearly not intellectually equipped enough, and you got deluded by a sex cult. Like Destiny was able to brainwash you over the course of a year.
Deluded by a sex cult. Destiny brainwashed you. You're not fit for purpose. You're crashing out and can't do the job. Said the man who cannot be bothered to watch videos on the internet while he continues to freeboot content and poorly cover world news, admittedly as a propagandist. Real shit. Real shit. It's just real shit, bro. Real shit.
I'm sorry. You got a child's brain.
Is this like a crazy making? I don't even know what part this one is. This is you're brainwashed by someone else. Okay, so again, the guilt by association. What's this association though? I'm guessing some of the clips are from the DGG subreddit. Is that it?
I can't stop my community from A-logging your wife. Go spend time with your kids, man.
Yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? His community fucking obsessed with Hila and did nothing about it. Thanks for $5, Jane. Appreciate it.
Go enjoy childish things. The fuck is wrong with you? Why do you have to like literally do politics? Your fan base hates it. You're clearly all the people in your vicinity hate it, and you're still like, nah, I'm the #1 guy. I'm the #1 politics guy. Okay, dude. There's plenty of dumb. Go ahead, have a right wing. Do your little right wing tilt.
I feel like I'm watching this. This is what I'm watching right now. We're just watching this.
So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore! I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell!
Yeah, he's really, channeling.
And then maybe you can find admiration again, but it's probably not going to happen in the liberal sphere that you're trying to carve out for yourself. I'm sorry, liberals, and I disagree with a lot of liberals, okay? But many liberals are still infinitely more intelligent than the fucking average dumbass right-winger. They get manipulated by right-wingers a lot, which is why I get very mad, but it's much...
They get manipulated. Liberals get manipulated by right-wingers, says the guy who's been fucking simping for Islamic fundamentalists for over a year right now. Yeah, they're the ones, yeah. Liberals are the ones who get manipulated by right-wingers. This guy, fuck me.
Harder for you to cultivate a fan base with your unfortunate lack of knowledge over politics in that sphere, okay? Just become a right-winger then. You know, look at Tim Pool. He's got a massive audience. I've been so nice, dude. And you know what the most annoying part is? For a year, I was like, oh man, I don't want to like hear about this stuff. I'm sure Ethan means well, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was in my ear constantly yelling and being like, no, he did this, he did that. And I was like, who cares? He's just like, you know, he's just doing whatever. He's just doing whatever. He's just doing whatever. And everyone was like, no, dude, listen, you made fun of Aaron Bushnell, you know, killing himself. Like, you don't understand. He's like doing all this propaganda, whatever. And in that entire time frame, I was like, so
what did he say? What he said about Aaron Bushnell was so fucking mild, though. The thing with Aaron Bushnell is, what do you want to do for Aaron Bushnell? Do you want to glorify it? Do you want to call it like a martyrdom, is what a lot of people were doing? Because that's a problem as well, because you don't want to encourage people who have nothing going on in their life and have mental health issues that, oh yeah, you can regain some sense of pride and glory as long as you set yourself on fire for the Palestinian cause, right? Like, that's a problem. You don't want people to repeat that behavior. You want to discourage that behavior because it's fucking horrible. It was a tragedy that he did that. And it's also, it's a tragedy that he genuinely believed he was doing it for those who were suffering, for the innocents, whilst he supported October 7th. He supported Hamas. He supported their activity. He had an entire fucking like Reddit history of him saying that Israelis were colonizers and there was nothing wrong with like killing your oppressors and shit like that.
I wouldn't say Hassan is like Alex Jones or Nick Fuentes.
Remember the
left.
Holodomor?
Their left-wing equivalent would be the likes of Hakim, Second Thought, and Bad Empanada. Hassan is more of the likes of Ben Shapiro of the left.
Yeah, well, you know.
Hassan is definitely not the Ben Shapiro of the left. Because then that implies that he'd be able to fucking deal with his goddamn problems. He's not anything even close.
Well, thanks for the 20 euros, Hoban Production. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, nice one.
Charitable. And I was just like, hey, I've heard.
Yeah, he said there, yeah, Bushnell did say that there were no civilians in Israel. Yes. And if you're like, if you're a bit sensitive, okay, and you're a bit of a, I guess like you believe in kind of being polite and well-mannered and shit, then yeah, you'd say that this is a tragedy of mental health, of whatever, isolation, loneliness, disinformation, propaganda, radicalization, extremism. But you can also just like, if someone's going to be a cunt in life, you can treat them like a cunt when they die as well. Like, why don't you, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with that. People wanted to make jokes about this guy who, had it been Israelis getting killed en masse, he would have been happy about it. He wouldn't have cared. Oh, but we should respect him because he died. Like, fuck off.
Things that he said one time in 2021 about how he's like pro-Palestinian, like that's important, whatever. And he did this to himself. Like that's what's so crazy about this narcissism. Like these dumb will be like, Hassan, you don't have any accountability.
Narcissism. Basically being an Israeli citizen with an Israeli life, with half Israeli children, with Israeli dual citizenship means that it must be narcissism.
For what? Want me to say I'm sorry for being like pro-terrorism or whatever kind of Islamophobic nonsense that you've cultivated over the course of the past 15 months?
Islamophobia is when you criticize the actions of a person who openly supports genocide and openly supports physical violence against people just for their ethno-religious status, while constantly, effectively telling somebody, yeah, I hate people that are like you, what you gonna do about it? Bizarre!
From a sex cults community? God, oh, we have a bingo.
And he's still leaning on Destiny, even in the middle of this part of his crash out.
Card for Hassan's reactions. Like I saw that shit too, and it's like you just have no interest in anything real.
The fact that you're doing all of them though, like you're so predictable, and none of these are arguments. There's a genocide going on out of context. Ethan secretly on the right never watches the video. Destiny did this. Tries to act unbothered. Grifter needs to take a break. Crashing out. Zionist disappointed. Lying, making stuff up. Bro, yeah, he's doing the thing. If people predict on a fucking bingo card that you're not going to make any good arguments and just say things like this, none of which are arguments, then yeah, okay, you're going to do that. And you do it anyway. What's that say?
Okay, you have no interest in anything real. You will fall victim to the whims of right-wing politics. Okay, if Ethan fully flipped the script and became like a right-winger, then you would also do that because you are a stupid person. Anyway, I hope, and I mean this with genuine sincerity and sincerity, I hope this was like, I hope he got it out of his system. You know, I hope he got it out of his system. And instead of like clip chimping everything that I'm saying right now,
out of
posting it on his
out of context,
stupid, silly little drama
just
show. If
drama
Ethan wants to talk to me, he can talk to me. Okay? He doesn't have to constantly cry as a 50-year-old adult with 3 children from behind an Instagram story.
Back to the insults and back to calling him out about his age, what he's wrong about.
You can talk to me in person, big dog. You got my phone number. We can have a conversation on.
Bro, what does this 43-year-old have against 50-year-olds? You're not that far off the hill, bub. Like.
Your stream. We can have a conversation on my stream. Last time, I had the baby gloves on, and you cried like a bitch after doing Teddy Fresh ads in the midst of our genocide coverage. That's right. And I'm not talking about the leftovers episode.
Wait, there's no fucking way you're gonna say this. Really? In the middle of, I thought so. You've been covering baby mutilation every day. Wait, has Hassan put the top of the hour ad breaks on pause for the last year? Oh, so he's been doing top of the hour ad breaks throughout the entire genocide coverage. Okay.
Yes, he's been doing 70-30 ad splits on his revenue, where he will put ads in the top of the hour, not pause the content, and continue freebasing other people's shit, while also saying, you're doing this for money, genocider, doing this for money, Epstein, genocider. Yep.
Huh. The clip was an awkward joke that Ethan was making. Wait, really? I forgot.
It's bizarre that he yells at white people for being oppressive when he was a part of the Young Turks, which was named after the group that committed the genocide against the white people. Look. Hassan, he doesn't have a mind for humor or irony. Presenting this to him is not going to help him, but we'll get there when we get to Anna Kasparian's reaction about all this.
where he actually cried. That was a beautiful moment. And I'm not talking about the Leftovers episode where he actually cried. That was a beautiful moment. And I was actually very wrong for thinking that actually meant something. It turned out it didn't mean shit for you at all. Because selfishly, you spent the next year constantly ripping into, suspiciously, a lot of, not myself, but other people of color. I'm not calling myself a person of color. I know it's going to get clipped out of context here as well. And then you're going to be like, meh, 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 whatever. No, just noticing that you have just been going after a lot of people of color, Arabs, Muslims in general, just constantly talking about how scary they are.
Yeah, but he's got like, he supports people of color as well, you know, like me. What? He has POC friends. Oh, God.
No, why? Why are they so scary?
The people Ethan attacks are people who live in America and have mostly lived in America and talk like Americans and behave like Americans. Oh, no. Oh, shit, guys. We've run into trouble here. Listen, I'm really sorry to the H3 fans, okay? I'm not going to make all of you happy. I am baffled at what I just witnessed, so I subscribed to Lunderbox after seeing him on the show. I just logged onto YouTube and saw he was live watching the content nukes. I decided to join. Literally 3 minutes into watching and he drops the R slur. Casual as anything, with no response from chat. I was shocked, so I called it out. He saw my chat and said some bullshit about phasing it out. Has it not been phased out already for the last 10 years? Am I not crazy? And the chat goofs on me for calling him out for saying it. I wanted to post as a PSA to anyone who subscribed to him after liking the show. Safe to say I unsubscribed immediately. I mean, it's whatever. Like, yeah, I don't want... You probably shouldn't watch me if you don't like the R slur, okay? It's, it might go one day, you know? I'm still thinking about it, but honestly...
That's probably one of the soyest things a person would do, and I would actively start bullying them if they were to do so, when we eventually have to open a fucking subreddit for my audience. That's so fucking cringe.
I just have too many neurodivergent...
It's so performative. It's so fucking performative. It's so fucking performative, man. Anyone else loving it? I'm loving it! And you know who we have to thank for it, Alabastard? Sean. Actual justice warrior. Sean is directly responsible. Sean... Fucking Sitchin Adam. I guess a little bit of most streamer audiences that usually react to her shit and react to the Young Turks. It's honestly a group effort. I'm not expecting you to moderate it. We would need to have people who would be willing to tolerate that environment, that'd be willing to moderate it, on top of me directly having more of a hand on that side. But bro, everybody in the political sphere has had a direct hand together with just getting everybody on the same fucking page. Everybody is gotta take some level of just bowing down and just, you know, we all came together. It's a group effort. We all got honor to realize, you know, you're on the wrong side of things. Just come to our side. All you gotta do is just come to our side. We will treat you better. We will treat you better than they can. We won't make you have to cope to genocide. Regards, live on the net. We'll give you money and you'll get honey, and we will not hump you outside your place. We will not treat you like dog shit.
Virgin friends who are perfectly okay with it, and I'm just not quite there. You know, to me, it's been neutered. It's like, because all these words, like moron, idiot, imbecile, they all used to be like diagnostic terms that would excuse putting people in asylums and basically torturing them, right? That's what that was. And retard was one of those. So, but I think the way that the word's used in like our spaces, it's kind of just achieved that same level of neutralization. So, I don't know.
Because maybe you're an Islamophobic moron.
You know, agree. It's fine. I'm not going to hate you.
Who retweets or basically tweets out Ben Shapiro quotes about Hamas. Maybe that's the reason why people think you're super pro-Israel, okay? Maybe that's why. No accountability, okay? No accountability whatsoever. Constantly pointing the finger at other people. It can't be me. It can't be the broad reception of my worldview. It cannot be the way that people understand where I'm coming from, okay? The way people have heard the...
Would you say the same about the N-word? No! Shut up, you're joking. Right.
Same talking points over and over again from people who are genuinely, deeply pro-Israel. Maybe that was the reason why people were saying that. No, it must be because of anti-Semitism. And it's like, it's not as though anti-Semitism isn't increasing. It is, okay? And it's something that I understand. It's something that many of these people that Ethan has falsely smeared as anti-Semitic understand. So especially at a time when there's motherfuckers like Nick Fuentes, Jake Shields, or numerous other like actually anti-Semitic...
I thought autism equals constant NXZ salutes.
Oh, yeah. I shouldn't use my autism just to say the R word. I should use it for Nazi salutes. We've moved on. We've moved on.
We've evolved.
Evolution.
Semitic monsters out there who are running rampant. Hyper focusing on people who are anti-Zionist and expressly and openly not anti-Semitic is certainly a choice. Yeah, I'll debate you anytime, anywhere. All right, Ethan? The assumption that I'm afraid of you is so idiotic, okay? Tell your be honest to your fan base, okay? I'll talk to you anytime, any place. I'm done. I'm done with this nonsense. Like, these morons literally think I'm
The H3 chat and sub posters are usually the most obnoxious of the H3 fans. They're embarrassing, to be honest. That's not really the experience I had. Every like H3 person on Reddit that or most of the ones that I saw and the ones that came into the community were pretty cool. I don't know. Barring one or two.
afraid of a dude who does not know anything about politics and basically just rehashed Willie Mac show and Destiny clips, dude. Like, these guys just literally read it.
They're your clips, Hassan. They're you talking, and you never explain why they're out of context.
Now we're at
your fault.
now.
And they just
now it's moved on from just Destiny to now Destiny, and the last time he got mogged live on air for any other shit that he was saying and doing to other people, because Lord knows that Willie Mac show has gotten his fucking goat. Of all the people who have criticized him, made him feel bad, embarrassed him, and put him on his fucking toes, he's now putting him into the same fucking shit and saying, nah, this is just Epstein and it's Willie Mac's show, because he has never let go of the fact that he didn't push his shit in. The one time that he had an opportunity to say, look at how this guy acts, this is how all the people act towards me, this is how most people cover this topic, this is why I choose not to react to them, because they don't know anything at all, and he got his shit pushed in by Willie Mac show. He has never let the fuck go since it happened. Months of being fucking pissed off. Months of being pissed off, and now he's waylaying up anyone he could blame. I'd be surprised. I would be surprised if he starts blaming shit on fucking Sam Hyde. Because that's the energy that he has. Just pissing and shitting and coming and defenestrating. Anything that sticks on the wall.
Talking points over and over and over again is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Yeah, I saw Roman also...
Reddit talking points, as opposed to comparing Tibet to the fucking South in the Civil War. Yeah. These guys make Reddit talking points. Meanwhile, I make comments that are too fucking dumb even to go on Reddit, apparently. Like...
opt off. Because, dude, if you are even remotely interested in politics, you're going to look at this and go, what the fuck are you saying? Incredible video to drop in the current political climate. Fascist takeover happening in the US and tons of other places. And he drops a 2-hour video on the biggest threat to America is Hassan communism. Lol. Let me out even. I fully expect Ethan Klein to become an anti-war grifter within the next 5 years. So H3 Issues video on Hassan is dead ass just red scare and McCarthyism. I actually haven't seen anything more pathetic in my life. Bro's trying to paint the last remnants of his right-wing families by going after lefty boogeyman streamer right after Trump went as well, and he's doing it also. The people forget his controversial Israel takes. Incredible. That's what's so crazy, by the way, which is that, like, there are a million different ways to try and hit me on, like, drama-related shit. Why the would you try to do politics, man? You're so stupid. How narcissistic of you. How unimaginably narcissistic of you to think that you can, like, write this brilliant, political work. Like, stick to your lane, dude. What is wrong with you? You look like a clown to adults, okay? Maybe not the cultish fans that have stayed behind, you know?
What is this? Why am I... What's going on here? Why am I where did this come from? This bro's been crying about debate purpose for years and he finally became one.
Mm-hmm. He 100% did.
What?
Because he knows that there's no way for him to get out of this without him having to go fucking on camera. There's no way that he gets out of this without having to go on camera and talk to somebody about something which he pretends to be knowledgeable of, but he knows that he will not be able to argue against. He knows he's cooked. It's not a matter of, oh, he's scared about the people that he has to do it against. No, he knows he's fucking cooked. He knows he's fucking cooked. The worst thing that Hassan Piker would ever have to do is to react to and speak about matters with people that he otherwise would be able to hopefully ignore. Because look, why do I have to debate these people? Why do I have to react to these people? These people are clearly unserious individuals. I clearly don't have to deal with them and their talking points because they don't understand anything. He knows he's fucked. He knows he's beyond fucked. He's got to do all this fucking brouhaha because he knows the second that he goes onto the fucking camera, he can't rely on chat. He can't rely on chat. He can't rely on being fed lines. He can't rely on insult reactions. He has to be able to sit there and take it for hours on end. And he knows he can't do it. It's only been through his audience bullying other people that he's been associated with that he's gotten what he's wanted as an outcome. In every situation he gets himself involved in every scenario he gets himself involved in. Without his audience to harass and bully a person, and to basically struggle session them, he has nothing. And he knows it. He knows it.
This is supposed to be me coming back from my break and collapsing as a YouTuber. I don't know what the fuck this is. I would react to this stuff on Best Buy. I'd like hide in the back. I'll just sit in the forklift and stream from there, okay?
Messaging me saying, Roman, how can you side with Hassan when, he has had terrible Ukraine takes? And I actually agree. I don't watch Hassan for his Ukraine takes. In fact, I don't watch him at all. But I do think he's a good force in today's world. You know what I mean?
I'm out! What a lie!
People are getting deported, Ethan. And you're dropping a 2-hour video on Hassan Piker saying that Hassan and Kanye did them. He's actually what
Damn, this guy's getting the human shields and putting them in front of Hassan for him.
What's destroying America
The
today,
deportees.
You know? Like, please.
Do you think they stopped the deportees on their way out? They're like, hold right there. I got a job for this guy. I got some migrant labor for this guy. They can stay.
Between Hassan Piker, who, once again, talks about real issues and is, like, in my opinion, once again, a good force in this world currently, from my point of view, from where I stand. You know what I mean? Who actually talks about real issues, like minorities face and so on. Ethan Klein, though, he just talks about, like...
You want to know what's crazy about this? Like, these guys, and this is what's so frustrating to me about, like, Ethan, I can't believe he's a part of this group now. But there are a lot of people online, like, what is his name? Like, Turkey Tom or something? Like, that's one of those guys. Like, all these dudes that have been, actually...
Hey, thanks for the 200 Swedish, Draven. I really appreciate that. Why does he do this? He knows who Turkey Tom is. Why does this... Who is this, who's that guy? Oh, what's his name? Turkmenistan? Turkey Tom. Like, bro, you know who he is. Stop doing. Why? Why do you do? It's just ego. Yeah.
Leaving Destiny's orbit.
It's mostly ego and needing to pretend as though these are literally not who people when they are probably more well known than Hassan Piker is.
But now, after suckling on his teat for maybe the past 3 years, Willie Mack Show, all these slop tubers, right? Just names that I never wanted to learn. They have no interest in politics whatsoever, and to them, it's just another way to extend the algorithmic boost that they can get. That's what's so fucking annoying about.
To talk about how he's closer to them.
He says this, and yet right now, because this was actually being covered on H3's podcast the other day, for every video on Hassan's stream and on his YouTube channel, Trump, Joe Rogan, the plane and helicopter DC crash, Trump, Elon, Trump. I feel like it's gonna be Barry Trump, Sargon. Like that's what I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like I'm in 2016 again, where it's Trump, Barry Sargon, Trump, Barry Sargon, Trump. You're using Destiny, you're using Elon Musk, you're using Trump, you're using any talking point that has to be revolved around Trump or other people, you're using things that have to react secondhand to Destiny, like Ryan Beard's reaction. You're choosing to cover all these fucking people. You're choosing to cover all these fucking people. With all the shit that you're just fucking putting out to get clicks for your channel. So, if that's the case, what are we doing here? What is this?
Than Elon Musk.
Thanks for $10. Appreciate it.
That's what's so goddamn annoying about this process is just like for them, it's just all drama. It's all drama. Ukraine, drama. Palestine, drama. What is this? I think Ethan just wants to defame you and react by suing him. I'm not even gonna watch this video. And by the way, if I did, 8 great views overall. I'm not even gonna dignify it. If you can say it's because I'm scared. If you are literally the dumbest person in the United States of America, perhaps the entire planet, then yes, you can think that. I am stating it very clearly. Ethan Klein, if you want to have a conversation with me, I am available. I can talk to you about any number of different political disagreements that we have, except this time, I'm not going to be nice to you. I'm not going to treat you with kitty gloves. I'm not going to talk to you like you're a special boy who deserves my special attention and that you're so funny and so special. I'm going to talk to you in the same exact way that I would to an actual political content creator. If there is a political commentator out there who is expressing your viewpoint about Israel, I'm going to talk.
How do you talk on actual political... How do you talk when you're around actual political commentators, Hassan? Because if I recall correctly...
Why are you...
both sides on a genocide.
Have taken these people from their homes,
tens of thousands of people
murdered their relatives,
this is the guy
hostages. Surely it's Hamas, Hassan. How can you say that? How can you use that argument? That's a crazy thing to say. It's Hamas that have taken these people from their homes,
tens of thousands of people in Israel. There are currently tens of thousands of Israeli citizens right now in the streets.
Cuckoo. I talk about Jesus less than these people talk about Trump. True. You smart. You right. You my audience watcher. You have the nice boom boom to go with the nice brain.
Of Israel in the streets of Tel Aviv, outside of Benjamin Netanyahu's house, protesting every single day. What are they protesting? They're protesting for Benjamin Netanyahu to facilitate a ceasefire with Hamas so that they can actually bring the hostages home. That is precisely the number one goal. If the family members of the hostages, and if anyone on this panel was being even a little bit honest, they would recognize the reality that, listen.
You didn't listen to my question.
Listen to what I'm saying, and you will understand, perhaps, what I'm trying to imply
here.
Man, my fucking dad used to always say this in arguments. It's so cringe, especially when you're not really saying anything particularly profound or like...
Destiny hater, Loner Box fan vindicated. Cheers to the new left-wing Godfather comeback.
Thanks for $10, Hung.
Utilizing the hostages
I am being patronizing. I don't know who the fuck you are, and you're over here chirping all the way from fucking London about Palestine and doing a both sides are fucking fine type bullshit. Where you're talking about you want to fucking free Palestine, but also simultaneously, both sides got a lot going on. Shut the fuck up. You don't know anything, okay? I don't give a shit.
This is Hassan with the kid gloves off. This is how he talks to seasoned political commentators on commentary shows.
Yep. Just like he talks to fucking chatters every time it's a crash out. All right. I think we got the best. I think we got the gist of this. Thank you, Loner Box. I send you my regards. You have the big pee-pee, Habibi. Alright. I now show you the non-stop fun train that is Ana Kasparian on a fucking Ben. I'm going to show you first how she's been behaving since this drama loop started. And then I'm going to show you how she's been acting when she started getting on top of people. So, starting from January 10th, talking about things like Young Turks giving Rashad a platform, people like Pastor Ben getting angry, calling her words like Anna Asparagus. Stale in the cookie, but fresh in the cream. Fresh in the cream. Hassan indeed remains a child. Also, let me just set the fucking goal for super chats. I'm going to... It's not going to track those first two, but I'm going to assume that it's there. Of course, all this money is going towards paying to torture Carl by playing content he doesn't want to play. Namely, the Southern Bayou game, South of Midnight. I can't spell. But she goes from talking about shit with the fire chief Kristen Crowley and backs and forths from from media figures and people like Pastor Ben, who's supposed to be, I guess, a Christian nationalist or an anti-Christian nationalist, whatever. Talking about Gavin Newsom, getting on top of Act Blue donation things. And then, I guess, something to do with Jillian Michaels. Which, ironically, I would have never expected Jillian Michaels to enter in this political fray, but she has. Signal boosting her content. And looking at things to do with shit like President Biden, before he left office, wanting to name an aircraft carrier after George W. Bush. And whatever the fuck happened on the 23rd concerning In-N-Out Burger. And then, the start of the mogging, Ana Kasparian getting on top of and mocking Destiny. Back when they had an interaction on July 15th, 2024. I say this in earnestly because your behavior's been manic. I think you need to log off. You're spiraling. Empty words mean nothing. If you want to complain about spiraling, I'll hold my career directory up to yours any day of the week. Just bumping this from last summer, given the latest allegations that he's facing. I wonder if he still feels this way. I think she says more here. Because PSA Sitch, here for it. Need Infinity, here for it. Roman King, here for it. Everybody is just on top of him. Just everybody. No pause, no lube. Then, it gets to here. Right here. Where she starts taking this out on any person who just basically starts making excuses. And then she just starts having it in for every single content creator possible. And as you can see, our king! We are not worthy! We are not worthy! We are not worthy! We are not worthy! All of this, a product of Sean! All of it! Because her takes start from just simply having opinions like, If crimes are committed by black and brown people or immigrants, Anna wants them to spend the rest of their lives in the jail. That shocked me. It's a pattern. She likes Trump, targeting people she hates. She's mad when Trump gets targeted. Neocons and war criminals aren't good because Trump doesn't like them. The left is so far gone. When someone has committed dozens of violent crimes and keeps getting let out over and over again, only to commit more violent crimes, yes, I want them taken out of public society, regardless of their race. Pretty simple concept to understand, and I'm not apologetic about it at all. Based! 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 Racism cooked! Based! Based! Which then advanced to Pisco. You guys remember Pisco, right? Pisco, the lawyer that would actively argue at things with Destiny Lavinaire. He was many of the refugees that have been left lost in this political nuclear winter and fallout that has befallen Destiny as he's been hitting, the Taliban structure has been getting hit all over and over and over again by missile, nuke, missile, nuke. TYT is MAGA News. Washington Post is MAGA News. LA Times is MAGA News. And then comes society. Like, what is still here? Are you still sweeping for the guy who secretly recorded sex with women without their consent and sent it to other women he was trying to have sex with? And saying that these people feel comfortable about passing judgment on others. Body blow, 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 body blow. Pisco responds, who's sweeping? We're no longer collaborating, and I issued our condemnation. Are you still sweeping for the Trump administration, lying about the LA fire budget, lying about the gangs taking over the apartment complexes in Colorado, lying about concentration camps? Happy to discuss. One more thing, Anna Kasparian. You can say whatever you want to say about Stephen. He fucked up big time, no question, but he never bent the knee to MAGA. He never covered for dark MAGA. We're going to talk about dark MAGA in a second. He never bent the knee to dark MAGA. Billionaire class like you do. And he sure didn't fucking sit out at the vote to save the country. And out comes the fucking claws from Anna Kasparian. Bitch, you don't know about LA. Keep defending Democrat austerity in the highest tax city in the country. I can't stand people like you. No principles. Just tribal blood sports. It's all a fucking game to you guys. Disgusting. Have a discussion then. If you're confident in your LA take test, test it. You are wrong. And you know you're wrong. And you know it won't stand up to scrutiny. I love this fucking country and is being ripped to shreds by MAGA and Trump and sweepers like you. Real! Fucking real, bro! Fucking real! Because the way these niggas talk about dark MAGA, it's like I'm watching fucking Q Rangers again. Where's that fucking clip? When they talk about fucking dark MAGA, this is what I imagine in my head, chat. Ironically out here on some fucking Power Rangers-ass bullshit where they're like, dark MAGA, anti-liberalism. Cause I can promise you, just like how Dark Brandon was a fucking garbage goddamn meme, please, I am begging you all, please keep going in this direction. It will not end poorly for you. I promise it won't end poorly. I promise we're not making fun of you. I promise every single one of you that is saying that this dark MAGA is fucking dumb. Because there's plenty of opinions to have about people who are choosing to go the, let's say, God Emperor route. Where they do nothing but glaze Elon Musk's nuts and glaze Trump's nuts. It is possible to be able to have opinions of both sides without having to lick and suck boot and cock. Okay? Completely possible. The shit that I've been seeing people say and do, where they act like this shit unironically is like a fucking evil power-up in Power Rangers, it's so goddamn ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous, dude. Because, of course, the idea is that dark MAGA is the idea that now that Republicans are in power, they're certainly becoming cruel and evil. And they're taking advantage of all the things that happened in the past concerning other people being made victims. So, for example, one of the things that individuals like Pisco have been upset about. I have to go scroll and look through my bookmarks. 1 second. That I've had to cover and scroll actually comes from examples like Sargon highlighting a thread that was made the other day by my mutual, Brick, otherwise known as Fuck Koroks, concerning a thread that was about... Why is that not linking? Copy link. About a thread where he just details things that kept happening. It just fucking happened, right? So, he shouts out and retweets the thread where you've had people saying shit like this. I think the dark woke stuff, which is what they mean. Dark woke, meaning what the leftists have been doing for the last 10 years, and the dark MAGA had to happen eventually because the liberal side of the culture war had not been overtly cruel enough to fit into American politics. And people pointing out what the liberal side was doing the entire time. Such as the comments like Jack Morrissey, MAGA kids go swimming hats first into the wood chipper, and such things like this. Which led Brick to just break down things that have happened in the history of the culture war concerning the dark woke. The way that they're trying to go at those that they claim are being dark MAGA. And I'll have to go to fucking V's tweets because V's opinion about this is really fucking stupid and cringe. And I really dislike the fact that he's saying this shit publicly and acting like this shit is real and not the fucking joke that it is. But of course, we have Shirtgate. We have the Jimmy John's Donus. We've got the anti-vaxxer COVID death mocking, being ghoulish, being as evil but necessary. We've got the pregnant nurse that at the time was accused of having bullied black people when actually she was just trying to get on a goddamn bike that they had not properly rented and owned as they were trying to stock out the position to stop other people from using them. All of these are things that they're claiming is acceptable behavior. Because look at dark woke. Look at how dark woke behaved. And look at what dark MAGA's becoming. All of this because people don't want proselytization from religion or politics in their video games. Which of course leads me to V's shit, where V's reaction is pretty much cut and dry. The most ridiculous goddamn bullshit you possibly could fucking see from V. Namely, V saying stupid shit back and forth with Dev, but more specifically, him saying this. They shouldn't have fucked with our video games is not a joke. Government funding was developed specifically to target video games. Video in the comments. They can detain anyone of Latin descent without trial of suspicion and being a legal immigrant and take away the rights of minority groups I don't like. But when the government starts messing with the video games, now they cross the line. This dumb fuck. 100% absolutely. That a group of people that just wanted the circus and wanted to leave you alone, they would have never organized or voted or done anything to influence anything. You personally went over there to make the circus expensive and gay. You saw people walking the churches while injustice happening were not okay. So in congratulations, you got your wish. These people became forcibly politically active just like you wanted, but they joined forces with the government to spite you. Because your screams complaints have become the circus for them. Next time, don't support our ideologies that bother neutral people. It never goes the way that you think. And then people either glazing this because they support his opinion, or people saying that Dev is retarded and that V is retarded if they support this. Because of course you can see them going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. Especially considering that Grums would tack onto this. It is probably the stupidest shit I've seen. I'm trying to find the original fucking thread that he made, or the original response that he made that really kicked this arf, that picked off the idea of dark MAGA. Here we are. He responded to somebody in a thread when someone said, if Trump shuts down U.S. aid, we'll be experiencing levels of ass hurt that shouldn't be possible. Haha, Mirrors the Surfer, how funny. Why is the alt-right like this? Where he then said, because you fucked with our video games. This, right here, is the progenitor point of dark MAGA. Basically. The chuds are mad about their video games, so now they want people to suffer. Obviously, I disavow what fucking V is saying here, because I don't agree with this. That's extremely stupid and extremely gay. But I think, if we have to, I think there is a place between literally a cartoon villain transformation, where people act like this shit is anything close to reasonable, and a Kasparian being able to tell Pisco, you don't know what you're talking about, and V doing whatever this fucking bullshit is, alongside the fucking anti-Semitic squad with their fucking Goonergate shit and whatever the fuck they're doing. I think there's a position between this, and this, where we can say, you know, I think Anna Kasparian has a point. I think Dark Mag is a fucking joke. Anybody who treats it as anything other than a joke needs to be laughed at to their face. And V, stop being retarded. Simple. Simple. Easy. Clear. Like the way you made people feel at night. Let the shit go. Please, I'm begging you, if you have any sanity in your head, let the shit fucking go. Moving onwards. Anna would clown multiple people, which then leads to her opinions about any person nearby Hassan. Gotta love the performative piousness of polymarket populists coming for ally and movement partner Fran Fio, because she posted Chank's own words coming from his mouth. Go back to your roots, ranking somebody camel toes. Get your clicks that way like the rest of us, as the rest of us oppose fascism. We're in the political debate and discourse space, and some folks can't hack it. Sad to see.
I know that Francesca Fiorentini is currently attacking you about this, as if Donald Trump is unique. He's novel compared to past presidents, certainly a special kind of evil that we've never seen before. In her mind, these are the gulags that she was warning about. But in fact, this has been a long-standing practice. You can be against that practice, but Donald Trump isn't doing anything new here.
Yeah, so I'm going to address it. I think that the clip that Francesca's using is misleading and totally out of context, but that's okay. But I know that—
No, it's not okay. No, it's not okay. That dishonesty is not okay.
Yeah,
but continue. Go ahead.
I hear you. I hear you. I don't mean to
But she's getting the likes that she wants, right? Otherwise, I mean, who would pay attention to anything she's doing if she's not attacking TYT? But anyway, continue, Jane.
Yeah, all right.
And then out comes the fucking claws. I remember Emma telling me verbatim, I never have to work a day in my life if I don't want to because of how wealthy her family is. Your mom threw a nice little fundraiser for Senator Gillibrand in 2019, right? I get why you're so attached to a party that fucked over the working class over and over again. So, I don't really expect her to understand what it's like to live in a neighborhood that's overrun with criminals due to the policies that she preaches in the name of gaining social capital. Fran did a hatchet jab on Schenk, even though he's kind enough to waste his time going onto a show in the name of openness and understanding. I knew he was making a mistake. These people aren't interested in building any coalitions, they're not open to understanding anything, they don't even give a shit about the winning policy goals. Literally, the worst Schenk ever did was open up the company to these people. They came in, leached off what he built, and turned on him for clout the second they could. Also, tell me, Emma, since taking a sponsor is so unacceptable to you in the 4-person company you work for, how many of the dozens of other employees at TOT should Schenk lay off to appease your judgmental ass? Tell us! Emma, you should probably be open about the Harris campaign's ad buys on the Majority Report, too. Maybe that's why you were cheering so hard for a woman who would shoot away any left-wing activists who wanted to ask her legitimate questions about a foreign policy in the Middle East. And of course, coming like a bitch, Sam Cedar! You have lost your mind. It's a 100% unmitigated lie. Let's make a polymarket bet on it. I love that Anna is taking fucking eyes. I love that Anna is taking fucking eyes. Because, alongside Dark MAGA, you've got her pushing shit in and whooping feet. And whooping feet. Whooping feet. Actively whooping feet. Which then led, and people then saying, at least she's doing the work. Weren't you also jealous of Hassan? Where people obviously called out him going to the maid cafe and doing the dumb shit he's currently doing in Japan. And then she came for Hassan. Hassan is a slave to his audience. I've never seen a man more terrified of the people who watches his streams. I would never be jealous of that. With people, like this individual, saying, "You've literally complained on air about how much money he makes just playing video games. The jealousy is palpable." To which she has responses from many of them. One, which was from this very same person. "I made a joke once about how I'd like to just play video games and make billions, and these morons took it literally. I'd rather scrub toilets than be Hassan. He's glued to a computer for 8 hours plus a day, placating an audience I know for a fact he hates. Maybe don't open up to family about things when you plan on trashing them later, Haas." And of course, many of us joke, saying things like, "Just admit the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive was better and you gained me as an ally, Anna. Give in to your hatred. Accept it. Lean into your masterful. Lean into your masterful shit." And of course, people like this Dr. Functional trying to tee off against her. Individuals like Blank Ad saying you can tell how much he hates them when he walks up to them in the streets. I know it's both hilarious and sad. Anna has become one of us. She's one of us! Because people wanted to go after her multiple times, she let off. She let off. She let off. Now ultimately that sums up the majority of what I can tell you right now about the never-ending body blows that are being landed on the Hassan structure. It's like, how can I compare it? I need to brush my teeth. I can feel the plaque on them. It's like a never-ending, mutually assured destruction raid. Out comes the Hassan nuke. What? I fell down. I fell down, but I'll get up. I fell down, but I'll get up. I fell down, but I'll get up. It's like, out comes the Hassan nuke. Out comes the Destiny nukes. Out comes the overall Twitter sphere nukes. And everybody else in the distance, myself, the audience here, and every other content included, just in the background like, "Motherfucker, this is delicious. They're really going at it." Everybody who's watching this is benefiting. Because every single time, you're just seeing people come up with the stupidest fucking opinions to protect people that ultimately, at the end of the day, they have no fucking allegiance to. And have no reason to be protecting. And I don't say this the way that, say, Dan would. Because I am a person that believes in fucking, that believes in loyalty, right? But there's obviously a fucking line. There's obviously a personal line. As I've had to fucking demonstrate when I was doing my own fucking coverage of the shit that was affecting mutuals like Deb, right? At some point, if somebody comes to me and they're like, "Carl, you have to protect me. You have to be willing to stop your audience from judging me." No, fuck, I don't. I don't have to protect you from my audience, but I'm also not going to allow for dumb shit to happen, right? I'm not going to let a person try to call a spade being a spade to push me to be against somebody that has not personally done something wrong to me, but has had a bad interaction between friends. But at the same time, concerning his opinion and his actions towards people like Aiden, I can't make two people be able to bury the hatchet. If one of them just basically wants nothing to do with them, and the other one basically wants nothing to do with them, I'm not going to rip myself apart for these two friendships where both sides basically don't want anything to do with anything. And I'm just like, bro, can't all motherfuckers just sit down, get along, and talk the shit out? There are multiple factors that do not need to be gone through that are very obvious behind why that is. But over shit like this, Destiny, Hassan, greater content creators on the internet, pretty much any content creator that potentially could have like 50 or so subs dropped onto your audience by the elusive man of the hour, JMac. Just randomly in a stream talking about politics, and oh, here goes 50 gifted subs all over you. The fairy JMac has decided to visit you with good takes and good money. The sheer level of content of the back and forth between Ethan and Hassan itself is more than enough to fill for the entertainment of the month if you have nothing else to look at. But the constant dark MAGA shit is probably going to be, in the middle of the month, the thing that's going to start taking over the news cycle. Because, of course, people are so hooked on this reformative justice and reformative consequences. It feels like, at least from my opinion, as I've been looking at it, that there is more concern about being on the right side of the news story than just simply watching it all fold out. Because for some people, their monetary benefit is directly tied to who they have to defend for. So, for the Hassan defenders, they have to defend Hassan. For the Destiny defenders, there are no Destiny defenders except Dan. For the Ethan attack force, Ethan's done nothing wrong. He's 100% in the right for the shit that he's doing. All this back and forth, simply because one side doesn't want to admit, maybe we don't have to support terrorists. And the other side, maybe we were being assholes. And now, we're now in all-out content culture war. And the things that we were willing to do to others, they're not willing to do to us. But they at least are not causing life for a nation. Because then when they say, well, you see, actually, we had a point because we weren't going far enough. Like, bitch, far enough. You tried to call for the death of a guy. You tried to do life for a nation on every single person you possibly fucking tried to. At the end of the day, if you have no side to take, it's all content to watch. But for me, this is just nothing but beautiful Kino. This is nothing but fucking around and finding out in real time. It's literally mutually assured content destruction. It's so wonderful. So many people unwilling to just simply shake hands and say, you know what? We were wrong. So many people unwilling to say, you know what? We shouldn't have been assholes. They're all doing it to each other. And meanwhile, ironically, as I'm about to mention it, James already said it, people like Kano Casino are the biggest winners in this situation. Because they don't give a fuck about any of this shit. They just care about the drama. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, give me a second before I move on to the next topic. Alright. Now, ultimately. All of this is just background noise until something physically happens that causes all of this to be important. But that is what it is. So, moving forward, let us transition. My mutual, my boy, my man, Nick Monroe, has written a full breakdown thread as he starts getting more and more of his footing in his ground back. He has written a breakdown thread that has more or less been lost to time, and he has brought it down and then brought it back in full detail with all the hits and all the bangers to go along with it, that if you have any free time whatsoever, I will drop the link to it on his last one in the chat. If you have any time to go through the beginnings of the Goober Gay, I encourage you to go support his work. And if you have any money to throw in the hat, try to support him with getting the rest of his money paid for his lawyer so he can try to get back all of his accounts. So he can be able to operate as a media figure again. Without needing to be scared that he will get fucking sniped out of existence. The fuck is happening here on the back end? Something's not loading inside my server. Hope it's not lag. That'd be gay. But moving forward from this. Oh, I can't look at it because there's something wrong with the fucking thing. Oh my god. Is Discord dying? It feels like it is. Let's see here. Assuming from the parts that I can actually look at with the server not breaking. Democrats are protesting the Trump administration shutdown of U.S. aid. And they're having themselves a tism about this. Later on today, if not happening right now, there are people that are looking forward to the release of Kingdom Come Deliverance, where people have been extremely worried about the homosexual content of the video game, with IGN having a video of how to romance Hawes in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. There's been an update thread made for patch 0.11c for Path of Exile 2, alongside updates for Path of Exile 1 that should be coming later on in the month. There is a showcase that should be going down at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which, if I track that, should actually be like in an hour or so. No, I'm very off. Like 5:30 or so. So no, I was kind of right. Like in an hour and like 15 minutes. Why is Discord breaking? No. Who's gay twink fucked up the server? I can't see anything. I'm legally blind. Let me try to open and close Discord properly. See if that helps. USAID is a primary funder of CIA and other affiliate agency task missions. Yes. Mutuals like Dragon's Treasure have actually been looking into that, as well as Gator Gamer. And effectively, any company in any country that ever tries to get aid through USAID never receives it. It's effectively money laundering. Did you know you can press up to quickly edit your most recent video? Reconnect. Yeah, there is something happening with Discord. Some of my links are not fucking loading now at all. That's very interesting. I can see the threads, but I can't look inside the fucking threads, which is really annoying. Because I prepared a fucking thread for Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, and I wanted to be able to go over that on camera, but I guess I'm going to have to recap it with the links that I can be able to provide myself. Fucking Christ. Oh, also, in the meanwhile, why did you just go to Ugandan, Knuckles? Because I speak Snake. In the meanwhile, for those that are not aware, Jay's editor, she was able to find one, has started putting out the Interview with the Vampire Season 2 videos. Episode 1 is already out. If you have not seen it, I would suggest you go see it. If my shit's broken, I just have to end up inning from here, and then we go back live again to go look at the showcase, because my shit's all breaking. Whatever gay twink came on the fucking servers is breaking everything in my server. I'm disappointed. Yeah, Discord's dead. That fucks up. You telling me that 10 million didn't go to gender studies in Pakistan? No, Pip. No, it did not. No, it did not. However, To recap the Blake Lively situation, there is now an amended document put forth by Justin Baldoni. Let me see if I can go pull it. Here we go. There has been an amended document of information that has been put out by Justin Baldoni and his legal team concerning the lawsuit info with a relevant timeline of information presented for discovery over all the things that Baldoni has wanted to communicate and talk about as a part of the content between himself and her, as well as his new amended complaint over the details that involve himself, now husband of Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Blake Lively's behavior towards, effectively, the amended complaint itself, which is specifically, originally, Blake Lively and Wayfarer Studios, representing Justin Baldoni, James Heath, Steve Sarowitz. It ends with us, Movie LLC, Melissa Nathan, the agency group, PLR, and basically all the people responsible behind It Ends With the movie, It Ends With Us. Now amending it to now include Blake Lively, her husband, Leslie Sloan, Vision PR, and the New York Times Company as defendants in his case, as a part of the amended complaint. Because, effectively, Justin Baldoni has put herself in a position where she's had to come forward to expose herself about shit that she cannot now hide from or behind concerning Ryan, as a part of their desire to make never-ending shitposts at the aggressed discomfort and embarrassment of Justin Baldoni. There are three moving parts to this that are very important. One, on the movie, in the ending credits, they reference the shitpost of a joke intended to be insults to Justin, using Ryan as a proxy, to then 3, make the character of Nice Pool into a living joke that would further embarrass him concerning this entire lawsuit and anything to do with him, through the proxy of killing a gag character meant to humiliate him in Deadpool and Wolverine, concerning all the drama on this project, as I read from the amended complaint. Consolidated plaintiffs, defendants, Wayfarer Studios LLC, Justin Baldoni, James Healy, It Ends With Movie LLC, Melissa Nathan, Jennifer Abel, and Steve Sarowitz, collectively the Wayfarer parties, for the First Amendment complaint against Consolidated Defendant Plaintiff Blake Lively and Consolidated Defendants Ryan Reynolds, Leslie Sloan, Vision PR, and the New York Times Company, collectively known as the Lively Parties, alleges as follows. The following is not the story that the Wayfarer parties wish to tell. Unfortunately, Blake Lively has unequivocally left them with no choice not only to set the record straight in response to Lively's accusations and the New York Times Company's malicious and recklessly propagated falsehoods, but also to put the light on the spot of Hollywood that they have dedicated their careers to being the antithesis of. That task was always going to be an uphill battle. They never imagined it would encounter it to this degree. Had Lively chosen to merely ride out the self-inflicted press catastrophe that she inflicted in August 2024, the public would have likely moved on and never known the truth about her. They would have never known that she deliberately and systematically robbed the Wayfarer parties, Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios, of their movie. No one except the parties involved would have known that she used threats and extortion to relitigate the colleagues she once highly praised to a basement to set out their own premiere, while she enjoyed the spotlight of premiere and after party that was ultimately co-financed by Wayfarer and Sony. She would have gotten away with these things and more because Baldoni, focused entirely on seeing the film succeed, would have held his tongue as he had through the year, and half of Lively tormenting him, his family, and his partners. But Lively could not tolerate her public image being tainted for even a moment. For those that want to read along because they think that I'm reading too fast, simply look here and read with me. Lively could not tolerate her publicly tainted image for even a moment, and further could not accept that it was entirely of her own making, needing a scapegoat, and rather than admitting and taking accountability for her own mishaps, she chose to blame the Wayfarer parties in a malicious, unforgivable public manner when she and Reynolds could not force Baldoni and Wayfarer to read a statement that she and her representative prepared. I say that again. She and Ryan wrote a statement that they tried to compel Baldoni to read to take accountability for Lively. She would lie in wait for months, preparing to publicly attack Baldoni for falsely claiming that he had sexually harassed her, with the same falsified story that she'd been calculating, devised, and being used throughout the production of the film in order to take control were now being used publicly to destroy Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties. So she hijacked the film, destroyed the narrative of the film, tried to get Baldoni to basically pay for the gala, pay for the events, pay for the fucking premiere parties, pay for the success parties, and make him not participate in his own shit. She would then seek forward to use all of this to try to destroy him. Things that did not come to light until he put her in this fucking Byzantine Death Note fucking law gambit. Further reading. Stole the movie, the premiere, destroyed the party's personal and professional reputations and livelihood, and aiming to destroy the Wayfarer parties out of business entirely. I've become Asian. Only because I eat so much. It further appears that Lively worked for months within the equally powerful New York Times to prepare a false and damaging narrative to deploy against the Wayfarer parties, not surprisingly, preparing an administrative complaint within the Civil Rights Department of California, the CRD complaint, in an attempt to use the litigation privilege to shield her from the behind-the-scenes conspiracy with the New York Times, but upon information and belief, the CRD complaint was filed only after the Lively party spent months feeding falsehoods to the New York Times, intending to only be disseminated to damage the Wayfarer parties. Delivering the CRD complaint to the Wayfarer parties over Christmas holiday, and then rather promptly filing a lawsuit on information and belief, leaked the typically private complaint to the public to utilize the New York Times as a conduit for revenge. With the complaint and information and belief, the false information delivered to the Times through being filed, being rife with lies and doctored evidence on the equivalent of, say, the Steele dossier, and then Lively lying in wait for 11 days to file a suit against the Wayfarer parties in what seemed to be a dexterous move after the public questioned why she never filed a civil lawsuit. And on information and belief, Lively never intended to file a civil lawsuit, which would have triggered the Wayfarer party's right to discovery, which includes obtaining the evidence and deposing Lively under oath, and that by the time that Lively actually filed a lawsuit against Wayfarer, the damage to the Wayfarer parties had been done by virtue of the months of colluding with the New York Times on a false and malicious narrative, unshielded by any privilege, and making no mistake that the actions themselves were deliberate. To summarize, Blake Lively is fucking around on a level which leads to her having to embarrass herself to continue to try to attack Baldoni. And Baldoni's just like, documents, 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 documents. And you know what? I'm living for it. Now, mind you, this does not change my opinion that Justin Baldoni is somebody who would more than happily be able to be the kind of character that would unironically deal with this and be willing to navigate the social pressure that comes for it. But you know what? Despite his cringe opinions and his cringe TED Talk that he did years back, Blake Lively is 100% in the wrong. She should lose this case. And if I could be able to access the clips in question, I could show you the details of how egregious it went. But don't need to. I'm honestly flabbergasted by the fact that Ryan Reynolds is involved in this. Because I would have thought it was just her alone. But no, he got involved. And the fact that the Nice Pool character was meant to be a shitpost to mock him, and that she put the credit of this shitpost character in the end credits of his film to then connect it to Deadpool and Wolverine, that is some nasty, cantankerous work. Truthfully. Unfortunately, it's still down, so I can't be able to show you. But if you are interested in this news story, please look deeper inside of it. You will have a chuckle if you read the rest of this document. I'm not going to read all of it here, because you have the knowledge, therefore look with your special eyes and go deeper. Unfortunately, because of it being broken the way that it is, some of these I cannot get to. However, I can be able to get to the Nuclear Fallout thread for our existing Nuclear Fallout clip for the H3 podcast. In which I think, if I still have my timestamps, yes I do, I can be able to jump and show some things that he talked about on the stream. Really? They got married on a former plantation? That's wild. Harry and Meghan 2.0. I don't know if I go that far, but it is some crazy work. Right. Going by timestamps, starting off with the nuke.
Really cool. Dude's a mega talent. It's just unreal.
Minor.
Oh yeah, and I dropped the you guys remember on Friday we dropped the nuclear bomb.
Oh right.
Obviously that's what I'm talking about.
Was that just last Friday?
It was last Friday, yeah.
Wow.
3.
And
long weekend.
1. 0.
There was a lot of apprehension within our fan base, which I understand. They get nervous. They say, I think it's going to backfire for Ethan, which, again, fair enough. There's a lot of people that don't know about my history. Where I cut my teeth on YouTube was doing H3 production videos.
You want some fucking tea?
And that channel, it was a very fucking heavy hitter in its time. And it's been 5 years since I posted there. But, you know, this has been my passion project. You guys heard me talking about it. And I was feeling very confident. And I'm happy to say that I think it's been very well received. And the views have been fantastic. People in our community have been overwhelmingly supportive of it. And I'm very grateful to everybody who's been watching and sharing and enjoying. It has 2.1 million views right now, which is fantastic.
That's great. I was scared the algorithm would like ruin it because it's like super old inactive channel, but hey, here we are, 2 mil. Crazy.
Well, at first it was doing really good already from the beginning, but
just watching my algorithm.
If you looked at it compared to our old videos, it was underperforming, but it slowly started to pass a lot of the. My top 10 uploads list is funky because like some of that shit's like 3 years old.
Yeah. Older than that, right?
On the top, maybe, yeah. I just really haven't posted a lot. But there's been a lot of talk. I know I have enough for a part 2. And there's actually some stuff that I've been looking over and I was like, oh fuck, how did I forget to include that? Actually, one thing is...
More than likely, he's talking about updates that specifically relate to the last month, rather than just some like extra tidbits that nobody's seen before. But he probably will release it at some point in the future if he sees reason to go further. Because I want to see if there's going to be a debate between him and Hassan. And if he releases it at the height of that, then that's something to get into.
Actually, only one thing where I was like, fuck, I wish I remember to include that. But I don't think I can do a part 2, guys. It was such a huge undertaking. I called in favors. I was like, hey, mom and dad, and can you guys want to like take the kids to the zoo this weekend so I can edit, you know, shit like that.
Edited some of the video.
So my dad stepped up to the plate. I don't think my life is just not compatible with that level. This was like a one-man show, one night, one man.
One God, one love.
But luckily we got the podcast and I can talk all that shit I want, boy. Before we get into all that, and I have so much to talk about, and there's so many great moments too of Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits reacting to it and immediately eating fucking crow. Just the coping and the seething has been fantastic. Hassan is current, or I don't know if he's still in Japan, I don't know. But I know he was on vacation in Japan being like unbothered, and then, you know, cut forward. And he's in his hotel room shooting into the light, by the way, talking about what an idiot I am. He goes, he's very dumb. This motherfucker is shooting into the light from his window, talking about I'm an idiot. Come on, bro. I guess we are all dumb in our own special way, aren't we, Dan?
Well, I mean, you shouldn't shoot into the light, you're right. But I am remembering the Ethan Klein videos from this past year that were like the surface of the sun on your face.
Okay, that was a technical thing. I mean,
I know my dream has always been to have a cool window behind me. like behind the camera, like looking out a big cityscape.
You need to be prepared for that. Because the thing is, if he would have shot with the window facing him, it would have looked great. The light.
This is not important, Ethan. Please continue.
Would have been awesome. Just to get changeable. Oh, crazy. Or if one side over at Teddy. You. Here's this.
This then jumps to Ethan's surprise that he has about this.
Special little lady. This is our new dog.
They got a new dog. Then he talks about the Ryan Beard Destiny nuke.
We got here. Oh yeah, Ryan Beard. I know of this guy. He's like a BreadTuber guy, but he seems chill as fuck. Like unlike the other ones, which kind of just like were these like smarmy. Well, I don't know. BreadTubers is shit like denims. Like I don't like these people in general. But he's very cool. He released like 3 days before mine. One day before
Yeah,
Content Nuke Destiny.
You got dueling nukes,
which I haven't watched yet. But
I watched about 70% of it, I would say.
Is it super long? I thought it's like an hour and a half.
It's about as long as yours.
Bro, I was like, what the fuck is happening? But I mean, obviously, he named it that because of we've been talking about this nuke and the building hype. A lot of Hassan's fans were like, you ripped him off and you dropped it intentionally a day after him to protect Destiny.
Oh, God.
These people are so fucking dumb. They're so obsessed with Destiny. That's one thing I've noticed. Like Hassan and all these people, they're like, wow, I can't believe Ethan really fucking worked hand in hand with Destiny on this video. Like, oh, I'm sorry, Ethan, your best friend Destiny got like exposed for being a sex pest. I'm like, I don't know if you know this, but I don't even know Destiny. Literally, you'll see. It's quite a thing. Their desperation to somehow make me a Destiny. In their minds, like, no, he's Destiny.
Well, he's been the nemesis of Hassan's community for a long time now, and
I will take the baton.
Pass the baton.
It's time to pass the baton, my friend. He said he's his friend, dude. He said he's his friend. Go back. Fucking owned. Let me see. I got some memes here.
Which then jumps to, why did Ethan make the video?
The one thing I wanted to come out of this project, I knew that of Hassan's cultish diehard fans that obviously I wouldn't be converting or getting through to any of them. And the reaction is just, you guys will see how comical their reactions have been to the point of the coping that has been underway has been something to witness. But what I did want is to influence anyone who's on who's like knows about him, that doesn't really know about him, people that are like casual watchers, people who are watchers of both of us who are like, I'm a fan of both of them, and I can't decide between mom and dad and all this kinds of stuff. And in general too, I mean, I say at the end of the video, I say explicitly, my goal was to reach out to people in mainstream media who continually have Hassan on their platform. CNN, Complex, the DNC, these people are reaching out and having him thinking like, he's like this cool, liberal, democratic force on the internet that's charging kids up and getting them to vote.
Most popular.
And it couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, this guy was literally working against Kamala Harris by the end of it.
Yes. And this is where most of this is important. Because if he was not watching this live and made this known, creators like myself would have done it. Creators like Nicholas Fiorio would have done it. Ricky Tom would have done it. It is really important that he had made this. I've said it before, just re-saying it again. It was really important that he made sure that there was no escaping the information. That whether or not they had an opinion for it or against it, more people got their eyes on it, and more people were made aware.
So shout out to him and his community, by the way. And I do want to remind you all that I'm officially a more effective advocate for Palestinians by voting, just by that act of voting for Kamala, than every single person that abstained or voted for Trump in protest. So you can thank me for being an effective advocate for the Palestinian people.
Well, maybe not that effective because she lost.
Well, whose fault is that?
But I get your point.
I did my weight. You're right. I did my part.
Right, you did your part.
Yeah,
Perhaps,
she did.
But,
She did.
Maybe not the effective part, unfortunately.
This then jumps to Twitch employee tweets.
I wish I saw more people talking about that I don't. Specifically, at the end of the video, there's a whole section on Twitch in which I talk about a few employees of Twitch with like deeply fucked up views. And one of them is the marketing director of inclusivity. And this fucking bitch, and I will tell you, and I will say that, and you'll know that I earned it. She tweeted out, what is, once again, head of inclusive marketing. She tweeted out, what is the difference between a Jewish kid and a Boy Scout? Does anyone know the answer?
I do know the answer, and I was going to give you the criticism that I feel like you probably should have answered that riddle in the video, because I feel like a lot of people don't get it.
I felt like it was too fucked up. I feel like YouTube would have been like...
I mean, maybe.
So the answer is that the Boy Scout goes home from camp.
Right. Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the head of inclusive marketing. In fact,
but that's my point. Is I feel like it did not hit the way it should have because I think that it's a little too obtuse of a reference. for a lot of
Okay,
people.
interesting.
But yeah, that was.
I genuinely felt like it was too
shocked
racist.
me.
It was so
Shocked me for
racist
sure.
that YouTube would have said something. Actually, let me pull up the video because I don't want to do her the. I owe her at least the dignity of giving her credit for that spicy hot.
Yeah, I see a lot of people saying in the chat that they didn't
Yes,
get it the first
the
time.
difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid is that the Boy Scouts go home from camp. Marketing, in fact.
But that's my point.
How
is I feel
fantastic
like
is that, guys? Let's see.
Jimmy Lee 101 joke.
Content nuke, Hassan Piker. But yeah, this was just a pop out and show him. And who knows, maybe I'll drop another nuke another day.
You keep saying, is that Kendrick thing? Is
Yeah,
that why you keep saying that? Okay.
It's a pop out. That's what his show
the pop out and show.
It's also from his songs. By the way, you guys are such dicks. You go, this is Ethan every time he talks about Kendrick. It's some like white Urkel looking ass kid, Poindexter looking ass kid. And I'm like, guy.
Skipping.
Both of these people are executives. No, there was one I'll disagree with. Was you can circle and it's that. That's impossible. Then at the same time, talking about the Israel ban. I mean, the context of everything. It's super hard to look at that and be like, that was not an intentional. That wasn't, time. Which I thought was funny. I had never seen this. Maybe I should have wrote it. But this is Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
He's doing his famous quote.
Okay, he's skipping around. This then cuts to his reaction of Denim and Frogan's responses.
Stand down, Kevin, but stand by. Yeah, the reactions were great. I want to. Denim's actually sent me a thank you note. She had over 40,000 live viewers when the video went live, and Hassan, who refused to watch the video, obviously, because why would he? Had like 20,000, and she had 40,000.
Damn.
This girl has zero talent. She has zero appeal. You know what I mean? So, she sent me flowers. She sent me a box of chocolates, actually.
Did you really?
That's nice.
That's kind.
Yeah, she was very grateful about me creating this video that she could steal and repurpose for her own goods. So I accept your chocolates, though. And thank you, girl. By the way, now that Hassan's boat's kind of sinking, Denims, if you want to be my waiting room channel, we can talk.
Interesting.
You can go live an hour before we go live.
She probably won't go for that.
Why not? I
don't want to speak for her.
I mean, she's just a clout hungry. She's just a clout chaser. I mean, if Hassan goes down, she's going to need a new fucking person whose coattails to ride.
They only care about the clout?
Yeah. Rich knows. All right, let's go down the list here. This was basically, thank you, Dan. This is my Instagram stories. This is my only Instagram story when he wasn't spending and anyone else.
That's why I was born.
Jet.
You still don't understand who I am. That's why I was born. You cannot break me. Once again, I will break you. All hail King Nook.
All hail, my brother.
He's so
packed in there.
Round. Like everything is perfectly cornered.
More or less just him giving his opinions in his backlog. Trying to see if he goes over it live. Here we go. Here's these clips from her fucking mutuals on the Raps podcast.
You really pushed it.
Also, I had a really funny joke about Raph that I didn't see anyone talking about. Maybe it wasn't clear.
Cultural genocide, right?
Oh, yeah, I love this clip. They're such racist assholes. And anytime they address this, they go, they don't address what I'm saying. I'm like, you guys know that the Jews cooking hummus are fucking from your country, right? You bigot, bitch. And they always ignore that point whenever I talk about it.
It's fucking funny. Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create...
We know what she means. Why would she say they? We know what she means. We know what you mean, girl.
Sabra make that like the staple hummus of America? Insane.
It's super offensive to us. And like that's actual like cultural appropriation. Like people get mad when someone has like dreadlocks. And
this guy is such a fucking idiot. I don't know who he is, but he has the dumbest takes always. He goes, it's okay. I give permission to white people to have dreadlocks. By the power...
Not relevant. Let's see here. The next thing I needed to show was the Apocalypse hit, as well as the Twitch hypocrisy and Mike from PA, but I've already gone over that bit.
It took place on YouTube. We all got fucked so hard. There was years of the revenue being dog shit. I lost 90% of my ad revenue when that happened, and I didn't have sponsors at the time. That was like 100%. That was all my income was from that. So what YouTube did is they rallied. They created really complex systems of checks. They hired like thousands of people to perform manual checks to ensure like fairness and accuracy. And they built a system, a robust system that has really become effective. Sometimes it makes mistakes, but on the whole, it's become very effective at creating a safe and fair ecosystem for brands. So much so.
This is effectively the content ID and the content check system that we all sometimes frequently get harassed by when it comes to both content of our own and content from other people. I can tell you for most of the things that I end up getting, I actually see and get no claims. But in my own backend, I actually see a lot more claims from things that I do that somehow targets other people than myself. So right now, if I look in my backlog for copyright, and I look at my archive, there are times for things like the Game Awards, the Xbox Developer Direct, source videos removed, so these probably were ones that I deleted myself. For the Stray Nova launch, for content that comes from my own channel, from SP Carl Live, featured across my own work, podcast work, daily live streams, from channels that I've either never heard of, or for sound effects that we've all used in other works. It will target them, and it'll send me frequent requests saying, do you want to strike? 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 And I'm like, no! Why do I do that? It's probably the most annoying thing on the YouTube backend, but I understand why it's so aggressive, because there is no RFID system for this on places like Twitch. Certainly not unless it has to do with music, and even then, all the RIAA things that they signed, they've already let go of that, so it's not the same as when it had first happened.
That I can say my CPM is higher than it's ever been now. Like, because of their efforts, it's better than it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so
at the time when that apocalypse was happening, were you mad at the people who pointed out that ads were on ISIS videos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Well, long term, it turned out to be good.
But yeah, right. Maybe you owe them an apology.
Yeah.
At the time, at the time I saw it kind of differently. There was a lot going on, weird political stuff.
If that ISIS thing didn't happen, something else would have happened. Like, there was a horrible system, it would have eventually broken. Like, now we have a nice, robust thing going on, and like that's thanks to them, technically.
Dude, when you think back to how YouTube used to be, it's insane. Like, that was unsustainable. You could fucking release any video and have ads on it.
Yeah. On a fresh account, mind you.
It was
crazy.
crazy.
Dude, I remember, that was fucking awesome.
It was awesome, but it was like totally unsustainable.
Yeah, for sure.
Who exposed that time? It was a Wall Street Journal, right? They're the ones who wrote a whole.
I remember there's a whole. It turned into this insane media frenzy. Like, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
It started with maybe the Wall Street Journal, and then like it got picked up by all these. It just went so fucking meteoric. Well,
that's the first time.
Well, the meteors fall. It's more like, I guess it still works. It's a big crater, big crash.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. I think my perspective on it's probably changed. I mean, at the time, looking back now, I can say that they were. I mean, they're right. They're right. They were right.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have ads on ISIS recruitment videos.
Yeah.
That was insane. So yeah, I do apologize too.
Nice.
To anyone that I may have unfairly criticized at the time. You know what I mean?
I do.
Thank you.
I do know what you mean.
So that's it. I want to give like more of a call to action, because I do want to see some measurable change. I want to know, first of all, what's the deal with these two employees I pointed out? Churmatang, Bridget Churmatang, specifically Little Miss Boy Scout.
That one especially, like, both of the tweets that you showed were like
heinous,
pretty heinous.
And then that one from 22.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was the Kanye situation. Like, that one, we have the full context for.
And
we have
Kanye was
openly endorsing Hitler.
Exactly.
And somebody points out that they're upset about that, and it's like, oh, this fucking bitch. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Lady?
Exactly. It's not. It's the Kanye
that's
defense.
pretty inexcusable.
And she's inclusive marketing, you guys. Can you please fucking give me a break?
Yeah.
Holy.
If on the issue of Churmatang, if they ever do give a response from the company, I doubt it's going to be from any person from the C-suite positions, because ultimately it's not going to be the CEO that needs to be able to respond to this. It's going to be some type of CFO or COO that'll have to respond to it, let alone whoever currently is the true official head of trust and safety, which requires bringing them out of the darkness. She's pretty much going to get away on that scot-free, because she's already gone private and locked. I don't think he shows it here. No, he doesn't. He just keeps talking. So he does not show it here. But since them pointing out her work, she immediately locked. Locked, deleted tweets, hid, etc., etc. We've already seen Hassan's reaction. But ironically enough, the last thing that I want to show you before I go, because I will go back live for the Monster Hunter event, is actually XQC's reaction to the nuke, which ironically has been kind of pleasant.
We can't leave without talking about these XQC clips.
All right, we'll hit these real fast.
This is the only reaction I care about.
We'll hit these real fast, and then we'll come back and on Wednesday and finish up. But let's see.
Did he buy this after or before?
Okay, so he notices I'm wearing a nice watch.
The watch pic I sent him on chat. Did he buy this after or before the watch pic I sent him on Twitter? Hold on. Did I make him buy a watch?
Could all agree on.
Hey, hold on. I made this bust to buy a watch. There's no shot.
And what was that?
This bust.
That we love America. And
I bullied him into buying a P. It's insane.
pretty funny. But I'll tell you this, XQC. Life, I mean, I'll be honest, life does come at you fast. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Never expected I'd be into collecting watches. That being said, it wasn't you, it was Steiny at a poker table and you wanting to humiliate him.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
That was the genesis. But fair enough, you know?
You know, he might have planted it in your brain.
It could be.
I kind of am with XQC here. Because he bullied you pretty hard and he got you pretty hard.
I was talking about
I'll say it. They're not really demonstrating the point here. They're more talking about the fact that he doesn't watch. This right here, this is the closure of an arc. From refusing to really fucking pay attention and react to content, to actively now paying attention to drama because, hey, XQC watched the goddamn video. What's your excuse now, Hassan? If even this brain-rotted man, who has issues stringing together sentences, can be able to watch the shit, what's stopping Hamas Piker? Anyways, that's all I have for you. The channels are still fucked, so I cannot cover anything else at this time. Thank you for your donuts. I will have more news for you tomorrow on Wednesday. I'll try to get up to date on all of these stories that I can't be able to fucking cover here because I can't get to my fucking sources. Might have links for you. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to go live yesterday. It just wasn't in the fucking cards. I apologize. However, I have a content idea that I'm going to start doing for the rest of this year. Between Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to start going live from inside the server and pending some permissions, other servers in the future, just to simply have open air conversations with people to talk about whatever topic they want to talk about for the broadcast. I'm going to be airing it for YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch with the intentions of growing the audiences so that we can be able to do dare drop streams, so that I can begin compiling keys and giveaways for the audience. I have no name for it. It is the Untitled Airwave Stream. I will be doing it for 2 to 5 hours max, I think. Right now I'm aiming more for like 3 hours. 2 to 3, maybe 3.5 hours of just simply taking open air questions and comments from anybody who's willing to go into the channel and ask the questions with the intention of just simply talking to people. Need to talk to more people, mainly in expectation for another piece of work that I have in the pipeline. But if you want to be able to check that out on the weekends, I suggest you to. If you ain't got time to, you don't need to. Carl, who's worse, Destiny, Vosh. It's pretty much even between the two of them. In general, Vosh is evil for reasons that have to do with trying to politically grift off of movements while trying to be a degenerate. Destiny, same thing, but also trying to legitimize his opinions to sexually harass people in his orbit and sphere and then platform those people while holding blackmail over them forever. Both of them are extremely contemptible. Anyways, that's all I have. I'll see you all later. I'll see you all motherfuckers at the event. Goodbye. I leave you. I will be gone soon, but not too soon. Goodbye, chat.